Welcome one and all to Session 3 of the Hall of the Dwarven King campaign for the One Ring 2nd Edition. Where we left off, in the first adventure, we were tasked with helping one of Balin's friends discover what had happened to his father, and we went to a place called Gathol-Zigil, an old, forgotten Dwarven mine. And we scoured the mine, and we found the Dwarven King Drór, his body having been torn from his sarcophagus and robbed, his finger cut off where he wore one of the rings of power that were given to the dwarves. And we defeated a deadly foe in there. We returned back to Balin, who was glad that we had done as he had asked, but he also chastised us for having not buried King Drór with all of the privilege and honor that would befit a Dwarven king. And so he asked us to go back. And on the way, he said there's been some reports of bandits on the Great Eastern Road. If you could just see to that, see if you can't help out, that would help the free peoples of Eriador to be able to travel in safety. And so we did. We followed the Great Road looking for bandits, and we found them. Ended up finding a bandit camp as well and clearing out the bandits. The camp was in the troll shaws in some old ruins, and there was a tower crumbled and decayed near these ruins where rumor had it that a strange blue light would shine now and then through the mists, and we have no idea what might be causing that. But we did, when we went into these ruins, did sense something fell in there, and we'd taken a pretty good beating defeating the bandits. And so, having done what was asked, we left, vowing to perhaps one day return to these ruins and cleanse whatever darkness was there. We then went back to Gathol-Zigil, buried King Drór with honors, and discovered untouched beneath his body was his axe, Drór's judgment. And it seemed to call out for Vidar to take it and wield it as though he were a worthy successor to King Drór for this weapon. We went back to Bree, and Balin was pleased with our efforts. Now, we had some money now. We had discovered the bandits' hoard. We all filled our coin pouches and backpacks as full as we dared with coins. And in doing so, we were able to reprovision. I know at least one of you, Frór, you bought a shield, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Did you have anything to do in the crafting of that shield, or did you just purchase a shield?
No, I like to think that Frór perhaps gave some of his treasure to a blacksmith in town and simply bought himself access to his forge that he might forge a proper dwarven shield while we were in town.
Well, give me a craft roll. So it wasn't easy work for you. It took a little more time than you were expecting. Perhaps it's been too long on the road and not enough time in the forge. And so, did you call upon Vidar to help you with this, or did you decide to stick it out yourself?
No, I'm sure that Frór called on Vidar, and they were singing some dwarven song as they both worked, and their hammers were in tune as they forged the metal.
Nice. Vidar, give me a crafting roll as well.
Yeah. No, not quite. Oh, so close.
So close. But again, we fail forward in this, and so while it was not an explicit success, it just takes time. But the two of you working together, you're able to craft this. Now, Frór, what was the difficulty? Why did you both struggle crafting what should be a simple shield? And this has to do with your valor reward, I think, that we put on that shield, if you recall.
Well, yes, the metal was extra strong, and so it was difficult to get this mere forge of men hot enough to forge this proper the shield proper with the metal that way, and so that's why it was rather time-consuming, but ultimately it made for a much stronger shield.
Yeah, in fact, you took the reinforced reward when you raised your valor, which increased the parry bonus on your shield, and so that's probably what took that time, was just trying to get that corrected. Sorry, I had to add that to your character sheet. Let me make sure it's on your shield. And so getting that reinforced, I think, is what took Vidar's aid as well. There we go. Perfect. Now, I think, Link, did you give some of your money to Haldor to purchase a mount? Or someone had mentioned they were going to give money to Haldor?
Vidar would have given his share over.
Okay.
Of course, it's important. Although, isn't he just as good walking? Is that a ranger thing?
I don't think you have that.
I don't have it yet, but by the end of this,
Yep,
we
you'll
should
have
be close.
Well, we still need a horse.
So you don't quite have enough money to raise your financial state up from where you are right now. You are frugal, and to go to poor, I think you have to have basically like a 30 treasure units, and we had collected 25 total, so you still wouldn't quite have enough. However, again, there's no prices for anything in this game. It's just assumed you can kind of get, according to what you need. If people are willing to pool together, you could probably get kind of a, not the greatest draft horse, but a horse that could at least carry some gear for this next journey. Did you want to obtain a mount, or do you want to wait until you get that ranger talent?
I think I'd let Vidar know too. I think I'd let Vidar know I appreciate the money, but rangers are better on foot anyway, and I have a feeling I'll break into these boots pretty soon.
Absolutely. Excellent. Let me... did anyone else need to purchase anything? One thing that you can do, now that we've had a couple of adventures, is if you want to change some of your gear. So it could be like your war gear, like your weapons and armor. If you want to change some of that, you can, or your equipment. So you may have like the traveling gear that gives you a bonus to a skill check. So I'm looking at Vidar. You have the monocle, which gives you a bonus to scan, a music box that can give you a bonus to song, and the carving tools that can help you with craft. So actually, you could have used those carving tools with that carving or that crafting roll. But you would just say, "Hey, I have carving tools. Can I use this?" If anyone wants to change any of those, you can. Just let me know, and we can make those adjustments while you're in Bree, because you may not return to Bree for some time. So this would be a chance if anyone wants to make that change.
Would I have enough money to change up from leather armor to chain?
Let me check. I believe so. One moment. Yes. Because you're prosperous. You would absolutely have the money to do that. Let me... Now, your leather armor has a reward. It's close fitting. So you would potentially be giving up one of your rewards. It gives you a +2 to your protection roll. I would let you, because we're still early in the campaign, I would let you transfer that to your chain, if you want to do that.
Yeah, I would like to do that, because my martial skills are not very great, so I would love to make my defense better.
Okay, yep, let me get that for you. So I'm going to take that off of your character. Now, do you want the coat of mail or the mail shirt?
Which one's better?
So right now your leather corselet was giving you the load was 6, and it gave you 2 dice worth of protection. The mail shirt would be a load of 9 and would give you an extra dice. It'd be 3 dice of protection. If you did a coat of mail, it weighs 12 and would give you 4 dice of protection. And again, that only comes into play for when you have someone gets a piercing blow against you. If you don't want to be hit in general, you want something that improves your parry, which would be like a shield.
I think I will just go with the shirt. I don't think I'll be able to carry the coat.
Okay, let me throw a mail shirt on here. Let me equip it. And that's close fitting. And then you have a bonus to the protection roll. Let me make sure that's on your character sheet because we've got the close fitting on there. Looks like it's on there. Let me make sure it's active.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on there.
Perfect. Yep. So that will add a +2. So when you make a protection roll, you'll roll 3 dice. Plus for your shield is 2 dice. You'll roll 5 dice and then +2 to whenever you need to make a protection roll. So that's going to be really good for you. That does bump up your load a little, so that means you're more likely to become weary faster, but again, it's better to be weary than dead.
Yes.
Anyone else want to make any changes while we're here?
I don't think I need a change, but I am noticing that it looks like both my one-handed and two-handed rows for my sword are counting towards the load. Not that it matters right now, but
let me. Let me fix that. So I actually had to tinker with your sword because they changed the system, and so I had to take it off and add it back on, and I forgot to put a 0 on your load. So let's get that.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect. So and actually, what will happen is if you're using your bow, I need you to unequip your keen sword. Otherwise, it will count keen on your bow. And again, they're kind of working on this, trying to fix it. And then when you're using your sword, it won't matter. But when you use your bow, it will consider you to be keen with your bow, which just means you're going to pierce more often. But since you don't have a keen bow, you have to kind of trick the system. So
makes sense.
Perfect. Anything else while we're in town before we meet with Balin? All right. Well, let's...
I forget if we established this, but is it just kind of understood that we have rope and
so everyone has kind of basic traveling gear, a bedroll, rope, things like that you can use. But then your specific gear that gives a bonus to skills, you were only allowed to have so many of those based on your financial situation, and so you either have 1, 2, or 3 of those, and those will you could say, hey, I want to use this particular item that I have that's good at this task, for this. But otherwise, it's assumed you have flint and tinder, torches, things like that.
Cool.
All right. Let's get to it. You're seated again at the Prancing Pony. This seems to be your meeting place. Summer has now begun to give way to autumn, and there's a change in the air, a chill that begins to cling to your bones in the mornings. The leaves are beginning to change. Autumn is upon us. The harvest is coming in. It's a busy time in Bree. And Balin calls you all to meet him over supper. And you're seated at a table in the Prancing Pony. And he says, "Friends, you have walked far and seen much. But perhaps you have not yet heard the whole of our sorrow," and he points at Vidar and Frór, "nor the hope that yet clings to our hearts. Sit then and listen to the tale of Khazad-dûm, which others name Moria, though I scarce can bear to speak the word. Long, long ago, before the towers of Gondor were raised, the dwarves of Durin delved beneath the roots of the misty mountains. They wrought a kingdom beyond compare, halls vast as valleys, lit by the gleam of crystal lamps, pillars carved like trees of stone, their crowns lost in shadowed heights, bridges fine and narrow as a thread, spanning chasms no mortal eye could measure. There was no city to match it, not Nargothrond with all its secrets, not Gondolin with all its beauty, nor even proud Númenor in its might. All these have fallen into ruin and passed into memory, but Khazad-dûm endured. And deep within those halls ran veins of mithril, true silver, rarer than any gem, fairer than moonlight, and stronger than the tempered steel of war. A gift beyond price, a secret known to us alone. The elves prized it, the men coveted it, and yet it was ours, wrought by our skill into wonders that no eye has seen since. Gates inlaid with shining light, mail lighter than silk yet harder than dragon scale. Our kingdom's wealth was without measure, but its glory was more than wealth. It was the labor of ages, the heart of Durin's folk. But pride, pride and deep delving brought ruin. We dug too far, and in the deeps we roused a darkness out of ancient days, fire and shadow, the terror that even now few dare to name. And so Khazad-dûm was forsaken. The hammers grew still, the forges cold, and silence took the halls where once 10,000 voices rang, and the world forgot. Moria, they call it now. It means black pit in Elvish, as though it were naught but a grave. But I say Khazad-dûm yet lives, if only in memory, and perhaps in truth as well. And you see Balin's eyes grow distant, his voice heavy with both longing and restraint. I am bound by Dane, king under the mountain, by counsel, by oath, by the wisdom of my kin. I may not set foot within the Dwarrodelf, but my oaths do not prevent me from hiring scouts and explorers to do some research, to investigate the possibility of a return. Some would call me a fool, even to speak of it. They say the darkness is too great, that nothing endures within. Yet my heart is not convinced. Stone endures, our works endure. And what if the shadow is not so deep as the fear of it? What if some halls yet lie untouched, some treasures yet remain, and some light yet flickers in Durin's halls? Would it not be worth the risk to know for certain? And so I turn to you, for I cannot go myself. But you are not so bound. There is no law nor sacred oath laid upon you. If your courage is strong and your hearts willing, you might tread where I may not. Judge with your own eyes if Khazad-dûm yet holds hope enough to kindle again. And if you will not go, my niece Fróra, daughter of Dwalin, she would surely go. Durin's blood runs hot in her, and she has ever had a will too strong to chain. I fear she will go, with or without blessing. And if she goes, well, she will need stout hearts beside her, for though she is brave, the halls of Khazad-dûm are not without peril. Balin leans in close now, his voice low and urgent. Will you do this, friends? Will you go where I cannot, into the depths of the Dwarrodelf, to learn the truth, to see if the glory of Khazad-dûm might yet be saved, or if indeed it has passed into shadow forever? I would not ask if it were not a cause worthy of the telling. Think on it, for this is no small errand, but it may prove the greatest of your deeds. Now I'm going to cut and paste all that for you. Let me throw that into the chat. And Balin sits back, feeling around in his pockets for something. Ah, here it is. A letter from my niece. Have a look at this. And he sets it on the table before you. And it says, Uncle, forgive me. I have no time for proper words, nor would they ease your heart. By the time you read this, I will already be gone. Do not waste your breath cursing me. I know what you will say, and I know you mean it out of love, but I cannot sit idle any longer. You speak of Khazad-dûm with such longing that I feel it burn in me also. And yet you will not go, cannot go. I am not bound as you are. Someone must see what truth lies in those halls. Someone must look upon them with their own eyes, and say whether they are lost forever, or whether Durin's folk may yet rise again. If none will dare it, then I will. Do not think me blind to the danger. I have heard the tales of the fire and the shadow, but danger is not enough to chain me. If I return, I will bring word of what I have seen, not rumor, not song, but truth. And if I do not return, then you will know at least that I chose my road freely. Remember me kindly, uncle. Whatever comes of this, I go not in spite of you, but because of what you have taught me, that stone endures, and so must we. Signed, Frór. With tears in his eyes, he slides the letter across the table. She's gone ahead of you. I would not have her go alone. Tell me, friends, will you take up the quest that I cannot? Will you see if there is yet a way inside the mountain, to see if perhaps one day our people might reclaim it as their own?
Aye, why, of course, Balin. It would be my honor to gaze upon the Mirror, as when great Durin awoke and walked those lands, and to see the Dimral Dale would truly be an honor.
Indeed, that is the way that I would have you go. The Dimral Dale, the East Gate. 'Tis the only way that I know that might still be open. Oh, to see the Mirror, that tugs at the heart of every dwarf, to gaze where Durin gazed once and saw that mighty crown above his head. Aye, there is power yet in dwarves. That is our home. One day I intend to reclaim those halls as my own, but first we must see if there's anything worth reclaiming, and so I send you in my stead. But I would not have you go alone. I would have you meet with another. To meet with one who I met with long ago. I think he will be of great aid to you. Aye, my friends, it is to Rivendell I send ye now. Elrond half-elven is wise beyond reckoning, and if any among the free peoples can lend us good counsel in these days, it is him. But mind you, the road there is not an easy one, unless you ken the way. From the west you'll come first upon a high moor, a wide sweep of barren ground leading up toward the misty mountains. Keep your eyes sharp, for the land there is cut with sudden valleys, deep gullies carved by rivers over ages untold. Should ye stumble into one, you'll lose days in climbing back out, if you find your way at all. What you must seek is the path marked by small white stones. Follow them, and you'll come to a sheer drop. Don't be alarmed when you peer over the edge, for below lies the hidden valley of Imladris, though men call it Rivendell. The path down is steep and winds back and forth like a dwarf's chisel carving. Best you lead your ponies on foot, lest they slip and take you with them. At the height the air is sharp with the scent of pine, but as you descend you'll find the air softens, warmer somehow, as though the very valley itself welcomes you. The pines will give way to beech and oak, and at the path's end you'll come to a glade above the river Bruinen. Cross there, and you are near to the last homely house east of the sea. If fortune favors you and the weather is fair, you may hear the elves singing in the trees. Don't mistake their mirth for foolishness. Many of those fair folk have known sorrows beyond our measure. They sing now of simple joys, to keep the darkness from their hearts. Should you linger, you may even learn from their songs, and from the elves themselves, who seem to know more of your business than you do. And if it's Elrond you seek, the bridge will guide you to his hall. Trust me, his counsel is worth the road you've trod. Now then, be off with you, and mark me, show respect in that valley. We dwarves and elves may not always see eye to eye, but even I'll not deny the wisdom of Rivendell.
Well, let it be done, Balin, and I will bow low until my beard touches the ground.
Rise, fair dwarf. May your heart be as stout as your pride, and may you speak with reverence when you return and tell me of the halls of our fathers. And he looks at Vidar. Stout-hearted Vidar, do you accept this charge as well?
Yeah, I think Vidar is quite emotional about this. He's like teary-eyed. He's got his axe out, and he kneels too. Frór speaks well. You have me axe.
And he looks over at Haldor. Would a ranger go with these dwarves on a foolish quest?
Haldor says, as the shadows grow, everywhere we turn, my people find enemies at our backs. Should this campaign prove successful, we would do well to have allies in the mountains. Elrond has ever been a friend to my kin. I have often wished to gaze upon him largest myself. I will definitely join you on this quest.
Very good. And you, Link, do you speak for men? Will you help an old dwarf rekindle the fires in the forges of Khazad-dûm?
To even be considered for such a quest with such great comrades is an honor in itself. I would go to the ends of the earth for this group.
I know I choose you right. When I went on a journey to the Lonely Mountain, we brought us a burglar. That burglar proved most valuable. Fatimer, I sense in you something I sensed in my friend Bilbo. Do you hear the call of adventure beckoning you on?
Well, it sounds like quite the adventure and a worthy cause. I would be honored to assist you.
Wonderful. Now, when ye enter Moria, there's a chance it may rouse the orcs, or worse. Keep your matters quiet. Silence is no shield if danger's already stirring, so mark my words, the orcs do not sit idle in their holes. Shadows gather while we whisper or shout. Better we go armed with knowledge. Elrond won't speak of our plans abroad. His folk are no gossips. If something darker than orcs has stirred in Khazad-dûm, I'd sooner hear warning from him than find it in the dark with no counsel. Be kind with Elrond. Entreat him with kindness, as he did once to me and my company. You may be concerned about bringing elves into a dwarven concern. There's been little love between them since before my beard was grey, yet set those grudges aside. Elrond's house is a place of knowledge. He's seen the rise and fall of kings, and the ruin of more than one realm. If there's wisdom to be had in how we might walk the road ahead, or if we do best to turn aside, he'll know it. Think of it not as bowing to elves, but as sharpening your axe before battle. And you can trust him. His loyalties may seem stretched between many peoples, but I tell you plain, Elrond has stood fast against the shadow since before Durin's line was half its age. His word is steady, his heart steadfast. And if we cannot trust him, then there's precious few left in the world that we can. Now go before I lose my nerve and call you back, for I fear that I send you to your doom. Please return ere long. I'll meet you in Rivendell at the start of winter. Simply find a way in and bring back proof that it warrants further reckoning. Perhaps after you've had a glance at those sacred halls, bring something to show me and Elrond that there is still honor in the Dwarven halls. Then, come springtime, perhaps we delve a bit deeper. And perhaps even, well, I scarce even speak it, perhaps we convince Dane to lift the oath that he laid upon all of us dozens of years ago to stay clear of that hall. If we can show him that dwarven fires can yet burn again, then we can claim it and push out that orc filth from those hallowed halls. So go now, and may all of the luck of dwarves and men, elves and hobbits go with you. And he raises his tankard to toast you all, taking a moment to stare each one of you in the face, to give you a firm glance, as though he is an artisan marking your features for a statue. He wants to seal this moment in his mind, that he might always remember the glow of the firelight upon your faces, the tears streaming down the dwarven cheeks, as he whispered his dream to reclaim the hall of the Dwarven King. Does anyone have anything they want to add before we jump to the journey? Alright, let me pull up a journey log and we will get it underway. Configure ownership, make you all observers of this. This is to Rivendell. And you can send it to chat. I think that just did. Let's see. Maybe you'll, if you want to look at it, it's in the items, the little briefcase under journeys. You'll see to Rivendell, the journey log. We can probably stick with the same roles that we have as far as lookout, scout, hunter, and guide, unless any of you want to change those up. Otherwise, we'll stick with those.
Nope.
I think probably the easiest way, we've done this leg of the journey before, is to take the... let me take us all to the campaign journey map. It's probably to take the Great East Road from Bree. Let me mark it on here. So if we go from Bree along the Great East Road and get to the last bridge, and then on into Rivendell. Now, if we desire that those ruins that we found the bandits in, they're over here in the Trollshaws, and we could return there and rid those ruins of whatever fell entity we sensed in there, reclaim whatever lost treasure is there, and then with pouches filled with gold head to Rivendell in case we need to pay Elrond for his aid or for room and board. The plan after we meet with Elrond will be to journey from Rivendell down towards Moria for maybe a month, and then go back before the snows fall. But first, we need to get to Rivendell. I assume we're going to take the road unless anyone objects and wants to go a different way.
Right. The road sounds good.
Perfect. And then we kind of talked earlier in the chat about going to those ruins. So if we like, we can do that as well. But let's take us to a journey page. So in the now that we're in autumn, so in spring and summer, when you're journeying, if you succeed on the travel roll, you move 3 hexes for every success. If you fail, then it's 2 hexes, but in autumn or winter, it's only 1 hex. And so the journey could potentially be a little slower, could take a few more days. But let's get that going. So the first thing I need the travel roll from our guide. Link, that is you.
Travel.
Oh, nice. Excellent. So we get a success. So that's going to be 3 hexes away. Let me just make a note on my GM map where we're going. Give me one moment. Just so I can track where the events happen. So 1, 2, 3. So Weathertop is where the event will happen. Let me mark that on our other map.
Oh, good.
Nothing bad ever happened at Weathertop.
No.
Alright, so now we need to determine what it is that's going on. So I'm going to roll a die. We need to check the target of this. A 1. Ooh, despair. This is awful. Okay, let me see who the target of this will be. It's going to be the scouts. Getting picked on again. So, if this roll fails, that the scouts are going to do, everyone in the company will get 1 shadow point. So, near Weathertop, I think Haldor especially, you probably have some familiarity with Weathertop. This was once an old lookout post, but it's now a place where you might go to see, you could climb it and scan the road. But you know that if there were any agents of bandits or orcs, they might use this as well. And as we begin to approach, I think the scouts, you probably see movement up there, and you're not exactly sure what it might be. I need one of you, either Vidar or Frór, to make an explore roll, and if the other wants to help, they can spend hope to give a bonus. Oh, and before we get to this, does everyone have a fellowship focus? Has anyone not made a fellowship focus on their character? Fatimer, you don't have. You've not chosen anyone, and Link, you've not chosen anyone. So Fatimer, is there someone that you want to be your fellowship focus?
Yeah, I think I'll do Frór.
Frór? Okay. Let me put that on there. Frór. Perfect. And Lake, do you have someone you want to be your fellowship focus?
Link is
You don't have to choose anyone if you don't want to.
No. Link as one of the men, and he is a messenger. He travels, he lives on the road, but he recognizes a quality in Haldor that he admires, and
probably his height.
Yes.
Everyone else is quite short.
Yes, and he views the Rangers as someone to aspire to.
Nice.
I'll teach you all about being homeless.
Teach me how to find weeds.
Grab this.
I think Haldor at this point would probably give a point of hope in some advice, being familiar with the area, kind of pointing out where bandits or other non-friendlies might be hiding around this area as the scouts are looking around.
Perfect. So which of our two scouts wants to make this roll?
So I was thinking, Vidar's fellowship focus is Frór, so it might make sense for Vidar to be helping Frór. I think we're both pretty bad. At least I know I am.
So then, if
He's pretty good at explore, it's favored and he's got 3 dice in it.
Oh, you're pretty good. Yeah, I've only just got two die and no favorite.
So yeah, if Vidar, if you want to spend a point of hope, that'll give 1 bonus die, and then Frór, if you want to spend a hope, that will make that'll be a bonus die, plus that will make Frór inspired, and you could use your wary distinctive feature to give you that extra bonus. That is a lot of rolls. Great success. So got an extra 6 on there. So the roll did not fail. No one gains shadow. Everyone will gain a little fatigue. So let me add that fatigue on there. And I need to refresh my screen for a moment. There we go. For some reason I lost... oh, there it is. Perfect. Let me take us back to the journeys here. Rivendell. Alright, let me add an event. Target was the scout. There's despair. And so 2 fatigue for everyone. Let me throw that on real quick. So what you see a fire up on top of Weathertop. And you've not seen this before, Frór. You can see figures standing near the fire. Multiple figures. And they look man-sized. They're not dwarves. They're not hobbits. But you're wary, and you point this out. And maybe you've heard Haldor speak of some of the dangers in this land, and you've seen some for yourself. And seeing this fire, something nags at you that all is not well there, and maybe it's not in your best interest to be spotted. So you've got, you're probably unseen as of yet, but how do you want to react with that?
Well, I do not take for granted the stealthy nature of the hobbits. Perhaps Frór turns to Fatimer and asks that Fatimer go and see what he can spy, and then having this better idea of what lies ahead, he's able to maneuver, or rather choose a new path that doesn't lead us towards danger.
Do you want to try and sneak up there, Fatimer? See what you can find?
Oh, yes, I believe I could try.
Be a stealth roll. And since Frór got a great success, if you want to add 1 dice to your roll, you can.
I will also spend a point of hope. And could I use my feature of burglary to
Yes,
help me?
that would fit perfectly.
Awesome.
Extraordinary success. Nice. So, as you get closer, You see, first you approach completely undetected. When a hobbit wants to hide, a hobbit hides, and you shift your considerable bulk into some bushes, and even so, you make about as much noise as a squirrel might. And as you begin to get close, you can hear voices, and they're not kind voices. They don't sound like bandits. These sound like dark, evil folk. You've probably never seen an orc in your life, but looking at their stature, you think this must be what an orc is. And you count 6 of them around a fire. If you want to get a little closer, you can make a scan roll to see what you can hear, and you can add a bonus die because of your successes.
Okay. No.
You can't quite make out what they're saying, but you definitely hear the words about messenger, and that it sounds like someone is coming or something is coming. Whatever it is, these sound like maybe they are scouts as well. But you have no idea unless you want to get even closer. But if you fail then, you'll be spotted.
Is there like any foliage nearby that I could
Yeah,
hide?
absolutely.
Okay. I'll try stealth again then.
Okay, got a great success. You get into the brush. What do you want to know? From here, you don't need to make a scan roll. You could hear their conversation.
I want to know, well, if they're scouts, I want to know what they're looking for or who they're waiting for here.
So, you hear a name, and I'm going to type it in the chat. It's Malik One-Eye. And they mention Malik, that it sounds like they were sent by Malik One-Eye to check the road. That ever since those bandits have been removed, the road is open for the taking, and that it is said with the harvest being in full swing that provisions could be laid up beneath the mountain.
Okay. I think now I will go back to my... I think I'll go back to my companions and tell them that information.
Okay. I need to get rid of the tavern sounds. We're not in the tavern anymore. There we go. So you go back and relay this information to the others. And you tell them that you found a party of orcs up on top of Weathertop, speaking about perhaps becoming the new bandits in town, about wanting to look for wagons filled with provisions that they might fall upon and take beneath the mountain. Now, you don't know if that could be Moria, that could be elsewhere, they may have a cave somewhere, but it sounds like that's what they're after.
I think after hearing this, Haldor would suggest that we can't just clear the land of bandits to have it replaced by orcs. We should take these guys out too.
Does anyone object?
I know I would agree. The chance to take out orcs who may have desecrated ancient dwarven halls would definitely be something that Frór would be a part of.
Now, are these orcs in on Weathertop at the kind of top lookout area?
Yep,
or
they are. They're on the peak. And so if you all want to try to approach, we're actually going to set up a skill challenge. Rather than have each of you make stealth rolls, we'll make it a challenge where someone may have to like lead stealth and someone may have to do battle to get into a favorable condition, things like that. That might be easier than making everyone roll stealth and having half the party fail. So let's do a skill challenge, or a skill endeavor, they call it. And so you've got enough time, and this is going to be a simple task. So you only need 3 successes, and you'll have 5 attempts. And so essentially you will choose a skill that you want to use, and one of these is going to have to be stealth. And any of you can make any of these rolls, and between all of us we need to get at least 3 successes, and if you get a success with a 6, that counts as additional successes, within at least 5 attempts. This shouldn't be too difficult, because you have the element of surprise. So the first thing I'm going to have anyone do will be that stealth roll. Fatimer, are you the best at stealth?
Well, I'm favored, and I have 3 dice in stealth.
And if you want to spend hope, you could use your burglar skill with this.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I guess I'll make the stealth roll.
A great success. So that's actually 2 successes. Describe for me how you lead the party on this approach.
Well, I think since I've already been up there successfully without being spotted, I kind of know where to go to avoid detection, so I can kind of lead them in the right places.
Now, there's an area it's a little tricky. It's a kind of an open plain, and you know that you were able to cross because you're small, but you worry about noisy dwarves and the others. And so what words of encouragement or advice do you give them as you show them the path that they should take?
Well, I think I would say something like, "Come on, guys! They're just some stupid orcs. You know, we're much better than them. We're brave adventurers and great warriors."
And as Fatimer says this, you can see a little bead of sweat on their foreheads, though. They're really hoping that this works. But it did seem to work. You get them through there. I'm going to have someone make a battle roll, since this is basically an ambush. Does anyone want to make that battle roll? And who wants to do it?
I'll go ahead and make a battle roll to kind of point out the advantageous positions that I might be familiar with as we approach.
Yeah, so this is going to be to help people, for that opening volley, where's a good spot where you get, the best view, and if we need to then charge up, don't take that place, that looks like loose rock. So yeah, if you want to make that battle roll.
Now, given we're kind of sneaking, if I use a point of hope, may I trigger my subtle
Yes.
feat? We'll go ahead and do that.
Become
So
inspired.
let's go. Where is battle? There's battle, and we are inspired.
Nice.
Alright, so as we make our way up, I point out the most advantageous positions to post ourselves so that we can get a good shot off before any of them notice us.
Excellent. So we have the requisite successes, so we are able to get up close. They are unaware of us. Let me drag some orcs onto our combat stances page. And I'll drag you all here as well. Let me grab orcs. And 6. Let's see. One of them looks a little stouter than the others. He's going to be the last one I put down. He's a soldier. The rest are guards. He's a little bit of a tougher opponent. He would be the officer amongst this rabble. So we will start with an opening volley. Let me drag us all into combat. They do not get a return volley because of the element of surprise. And so, Haldor, we'll start with you. You've got your bow. If you want to choose one of these orcs, you can, and you can take that shot. Just target them and then make your roll.
Perfect. I think I would go for the one that looks different than the others.
Excellent. And your bow shot is a miss. Let's go. Let's see. Let's do Link. You're next.
Okay, I'm going to fire at the main officer as well.
Okay.
Yes. And I'm going to spend Dice of Hope.
Nice.
That's okay.
Definitely okay with me.
Oh, Shazbot.
Now we do have 6 fellowship points. I'll just remind you again what they're used for. So, and they will reset every session. So use all 6 today because we'll get 6 more next time. You can use them during a rest to recover hope. So there's a pool of 6 that you can all draw from. You can also spend a point to make a combat roll favored. And you all just kind of have to agree, yeah, I'm going to use that point now. But you've got that pool, so use them as you see fit. Let's go to Vidar. You're next. Do you have a ranged weapon?
He does. He can chuck his spear.
Perfect.
It's a bit of a long shot.
How about Frór?
Yes, he has his dwarven short bow.
Ooh. So you got an Eye of Sauron. That's going to raise our eye awareness by 1. Let me bump that up here. I think it's this one. Nope, not that one. Which one is it? This one. There we go. Man, so much for this awesome sneak attack. How about Fatimer?
I will use a point of hope for this. Nope.
So the orcs are aware that they're under attack. They will meet us in close combat. So as we switch to close combat, you guys can choose your stances. So there's a forward stance, open or defensive, and then if none of them are engaged, they might stay back and attack with ranged weapons. These orcs have spears and scimitars, and that orc soldier, he just looks a little bit more fierce, but also the scimitar and spear. So we've got Haldor in a forward stance, Frór defensive. If anyone else wants to stay back, there's enough distance here that you could stay back. But if they charge you and you're not engaged, next round if they would be engaged with you. So does Vidar, Link, and Fatimer. Do you want to try and stay back and shoot with your bows, or do you want to charge up and go hand to hand?
No, Vidar would get involved. He'd get up there.
Yeah, what stance does Vidar want to assume?
Is Haldor fearless? Is that right?
Haldor is...
Or forward.
Yeah,
fearless.
he's in forward stance. Yep.
Then yeah, Vidar would join him.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to move you up to forward. And what about Link?
Link seems to be better with his bow,
Okay.
so he is going to take rearward, and he and Fatimer will rain death down.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm going to...
And then be ready to rush forward if the dwarves or ranger get into dire straits.
Okay, so these guys are going to double up on each of the close combat fighters. Alright, and Haldor, you're first.
I think I'd like to charge in. They're all standing around a fire at
Yes.
the moment.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'd like to charge in, and if I can, give that fire a good kick to disorient as many of them as I can.
You want to make an
try to
intimidate roll with that?
battle or intimidate? Yeah, let's.
If you want to do battle, I would let you do battle. So you could do battle or awe. So are you wanting to do the combat task rather than the attack?
Is the combat task the battle?
So for forward,
or-
it would be intimidate foe. You would roll awe to render might 1 foes. These are all might 1 foes. It would make them weary for the rest of the round. I would also let you use battle, because this is kind of a battle tactic, either awe or battle. And that would take the place of your attack, but it would affect everybody.
Got it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the battle. And if I might invoke my whatchamacallit, distinctive feature of swift,
Yes.
moving swiftly and quick to take action, with a hope point there.
Perfect.
And I give that fire a good kick, hopefully into the faces of all these orcs.
Nice. Great success. So all of the orcs will be weary for this round, which means if they roll a 1, 2, or 3 on the 6-sided die, that counts as a 0. As you kick the sparks, and there's just a great blaze of sparks and cinders up in the air, and chaos just unfolds amongst all of them. And in the midst of that chaos, Vidar, you spring forward with Drór's judgment, wielding it for the first time in battle. Who do you strike down?
Yeah, he would go for that. I think I've already got it targeted, that soldier in the front. You know, the fire is blazing and suddenly an axe is coming through it.
Perfect.
It's scary.
Oh, man. That was terrible. Could you roll any lower? Shoot. Frór. Well, maybe the sparks hinder you as well. Frór, you're more holding on to, holding the line to keep them from charging down Weathertop towards the Hobbit and Link. How do you defend the rear approach?
I'm going to fire
Go for it, Link.
at
Frór,
the same.
Frór deals some death here. Let me make a protection roll for this guy, and he is weary. Okay, Frór, how do you take that guy out?
Yes, I yell out in a deep dwarven voice, Baruch Kazad, as I drive this axe right into his skull and split it like I was splitting a log.
Nice. And it does. And it feels good as a dwarf to drop one of these orcs. This may not be an orc that reclaimed Moria, but you can't help but think that this is an omen. Link, you draw back on your bow and you loose your arrow.
Awesome. I'm going to go after one of the ones on Vidar.
Perfect. Ooh. Nice. So that is a piercing blow. So he will make a protection roll. And he is weary. So 1s, 2s, and 3s will count as 0s. You one-shot this guy. Link, how do you do it?
Right through the throat.
Nice. Fatimer, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to go for the one left on Frór. Nope.
Nope, not even close. One of the orcs on Vidar will come in with his scimitar, and he is weary. Ooh, that's going to be a piercing blow. Oh, shoot.
Ooh.
And a heavy blow nonetheless. So I need Vidar to make a protection roll. You are protected, but you will take 7 damage. Let me apply that to you. Ooh. The other, this is one on Haldor. He will come in with scimitar, also weary. And that's a failure. Yep. The last one on Frór. That is a miss. And now the leader, the officer on Haldor. And he's also weary. Strikes you. Does not penetrate, but deals 3 damage. Let me apply that to you. Alright, we go to round 2. Anyone want to change stances?
No.
Okay, then Haldor, you're up first.
I think I'd like to swing 2 hands straight to the one that just struck me.
Nice.
Sure, I got all that right.
Great success.
And that was the leader that struck me, right?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. And then what did I get there?
Yeah, so you can add the heavy blow. I don't think you have enough to make it piercing.
That was 2, yeah. Alright, yeah, we'll do the heavy blow.
Okay. Nice. 11 damage. Let me apply that. Oh, hang on. Why did that go? Oh, you're targeting yourself. Oh dear. Okay, let me take that off of you. Hang on one second. You're not weary. Let's get rid of that. That just took off 11 hit points. Let me put that back. There we go. Okay, and now let me give it to that guy. He took 11. Oh man, he's down to 1 hit point. There we go. Vidar, you're up next. Oh,
Closer.
that was very close. That was even on a Gandalf rune too, and then it rolled off of it.
Yeah.
Frór, you're up.
Well, may I spend a point of hope on this?
You may.
And then, if I use hope, may I be inspired using my weary distinctive feature?
Wary, not weary. Yes, you can be wary, especially in a defensive posture. Yeah, you don't want to be weary. Ooh, nice. 19 damage. I don't even need to check. How do you kill that guy?
Another mighty blow.
Chopping right straight down through the skull. Link, your last shot was true. You may fire away.
Okay. Gonna add another hope dice, and I'm gonna shoot for the chieftain.
Oh, man, that would have been awesome if that had been a hit. That was close. Missed it by 1. Fatimer.
Okay. Man.
Missed it by 3. And now the orcs, and they are not weary. This one on Vidar will sweep in with his scimitar, going low, trying to take you out at the knees. And it succeeds for a paltry 3 damage. This one on Haldor will do the same with scimitar. And that is a miss. So it looks like Vidar is now weary. Let's go to the boss. He's going to go on Haldor as well. Oh, shoot.
That's gonna hurt.
Oh, okay. All right, so he's going to make it a piercing blow and a heavy blow. So you need to make that protection roll or take a wound.
Alrighty, and for the protection roll,
So on the chat, you'll see it says piercing blow. Haldor needs to make a protection roll. Just click on where it says protection roll, and you can spend hope on
perfect.
this if you need to.
Yeah, we're gonna spend a hope on that.
Okay. You are protected.
Oh,
Excellent.
nice.
I think because you spent hope, you rolled a 17. You needed to beat a 16, so your hope is what kept you in. But you will take 6 damage. And we go back to the top of the round. Haldor, you're up. If anyone wants to change stance, do that before Haldor makes an attack. Otherwise, Haldor, you're up.
I'm gonna go in for a stab straight through the throat of this guy who just almost wounded me.
Yeah, you sense that blade was very near to striking an artery on you, and you can't take another of those. Man, the feet die are just not helping out. Missed by 1 again.
No.
Vidar, you are now weary, so your 1s, 2s, and 3s will count as 0. Oh, shoot. Missed by 2. Frór.
Which orc is the one that is very near death?
I think this one, the officer. He's got 1 hit point. There we go. How do you take him out?
I will come charging in, and perhaps I bash his kneecap with my shield as I'm low to the ground, and as he's reeling in pain, I sweep my axe in, and it takes him out.
Nice. Link, and then Fatimer.
All right. I'm going to help Vidar there. And shoot him in the eye. Or maybe I'll let him live.
But you scared him. I'm sure he felt that little gust of air past his
Oh,
cheek.
he's terrified.
Fatimer, can you do any better? Yes, Fatimer can.
Oh,
That
nice.
is a piercing blow. The orc will make a protection roll. Okay, how do you take out the orc?
Yes. Well, after failing every single roll for this whole battle, I hype myself up a little bit, and after watching so many of these orcs be taken out by my companions, I get the drive I need to shoot straight and take out this orc.
And where does your arrow strike?
I'll go right in the left eye.
The remaining orc... So, if you want to retreat, you have a couple options. You can be in rearward stance and then just forego your action and just run. Or you can assume a defensive stance and then make an attack roll, and if it succeeds, instead of dealing damage, you get away. So this orc is going to run. And so he is going to make an attack roll. If it's a success, he manages to get away. You could, of course, track him down. Oh, and he does get a success. So he will sprint, and he is on the run. I'm going to say that the two in rear stance will have a shot at him, but you'll have a penalty of 1 die. So Link and Fatimer, you can both shoot at that guy. Just take 1 die off as a penalty as he runs into the darkness.
All right. Come on, Gandalf.
Nice.
Yes!
There we go. All right, let me give him a protection roll. Oh, he's protected. It strikes him in the back and gets stuck in his little chain coat that he has. He does take some damage, though. Not enough to finish him off, and he gets away. Let me end the combat there. So we've got 5 dead orcs and 1 on the run. We also have a weary dwarf. Vidar, you're huffing and puffing, and you're bleeding from wounds. None that are life-threatening or serious, but you're definitely feeling it. What do we do now? If you want to loot these orcs, they have spears and scimitars.
Are we in a position that we could try to hunt down that orc that ran away?
Absolutely.
Could we perhaps do a hunting roll for that?
That would be correct. Nice. You manage to track him. He doesn't go far. He goes maybe 200 or 300 meters before he stops, and you can see him. He's drinking from a water skin, and you can see he's tying a bandage on his leg where he took a light wound. You've got him. If you want to get him with your bow, you can take a shot at this guy. You'll get a bonus die on this because he doesn't know you're there, and you see him in the moonlight.
I think I'd like to perhaps follow him for a little bit to see where he's headed.
Yeah. What's everyone else doing?
I imagine trying to follow.
Is everyone going to follow the Haldor, or do some want to stay back and do anything here on top of Weathertop?
Well, with the ranger and Link after him, I'm sure they can handle the orc, but perhaps Frór would like to look around to see if these orcs may have had some sort of hoard where they'd been storing loot they'd taken from travelers on the road.
Yeah. Give me a scan roll. Nice. There is a lesser hoard that you find. Basically things that they have taken from here. I'm going to have you roll 1 6-sided dice. So you can type /R space 1d6. We times it by 5. That's how much treasure we find. So 25 units of treasure. And then you're going to roll the feat die twice. Do /R space 2df as in feet. And it will roll 2 feat die. And you want a Gandalf or an Eye of Sauron? No. So no magical, no marvelous artifact, no wondrous items, no famous weapons or armor. But there is 25 units of loot here. What is Fatimer doing?
I guess I would be with Frór, kind of doing the same thing.
Okay, and Vidar, what about yourself?
Probably just taking the opportunity to catch his breath.
Yeah. Maybe give me a healing roll as you tend to your wounds. Not bad. Close to a Gandalf rune. So you managed to get everything bandaged. You know it's just going to take some rest. You could do like a 1 hour rest here while the others are hunting down that orc and do a short rest. If you do that, you'll gain your strength value back in hit points. And I think if Frór and Fatimer are doing the same, so like Vidar, your strength is 6, so you would regain 6 hit points. And as well as for the others. For Haldor and Link, you're both following this orc, and he begins to head towards the Trollshaws, to the east, in that direction. Let me take us back to the journey map. And so they're going along the east road, but he's not on the road. He's just off the road, kind of in the brush, but he's heading to the east towards the Trollshaws. And you track him for about an hour, and he makes periodic stops, and you see him leaving trail sign. He's putting marks on trees, he's stacking up rocks, things that Haldor, you would know exactly what he's doing. Give me a riddle roll, Haldor, to try and decipher what signs he's leaving you.
Yeah, let's go. Riddle. Oh, this is fun. Let's see a Gandalf.
Come on, Gandalf.
All right.
Well, that's almost the exact opposite of a Gandalf. Yeah, you have no idea. You know that the Rangers have signs. These are no signs that you've seen before. But it's almost unmistakable he's leaving information for whomever else comes this way. Do you do anything with that information? Do you continue to follow?
Yeah, is Link up with me at this point?
Yes. Yep, Link has caught up with you.
I think I'd ask, you have any idea what this guy's up to?
Yeah, give me a riddle roll, Link, if you don't mind.
Alrighty. Let me find that. Oh, my computer's being terrible today.
Mine too.
Riddle. I got no dice.
You get to roll a feat die. Just got to get a Gandalf. Or an Eye of Sauron. The eye awareness raises up again as you realize that this is not just some rogue party of orcs, but this is organized. He's leaving messages for others. He's likely not the first orc you're going to encounter. Or he may be the first, but he won't be the last orc. Clearly there's movement amongst the dark folk of Eriador.
I think considering we see the kind of trail he's leaving, I'd suggest we head back to the party, and if we all wanted to try to follow him to wherever he's going, we could probably pretty easily find this trail.
Yeah,
Knowing what it
especially
looks like,
now,
but-
you'd be able to look for these signs and probably find exactly where he's going.
Yeah, I'm not trying for the two of us to stumble upon a large
An
band
army
of orcs, but
right.
we should head back to camp and let them know what we found.
Let's go back to camp. As you share this information, you can see that Vidar, he's not looking well, but he seems to have recovered his breath. He's breathing a little better, but he grins through the pain. But you can see he's in some pain, and the battle was hard won for him, at least. As you sleep through the night here on Weathertop, this is a safe place. You've got a clear vantage all around you. If you want to spend the night here, you can. Everyone will recover all of their I can't think of the word. Your hit points, basically. Your endurance. You'll recover all of that, having a good night's sleep. Yep, so you can do that prolonged rest. Does anyone during this rest want to spend any fellowship points to reclaim some hope? Or everyone's still good with where they're at for now?
I'll take one if no one disagrees.
Okay. I can take one out of there. Anyone else want to take one?
No, I'm good.
Could I also take one?
Yeah. Go ahead and add a point.
Do I need to adjust that myself,
No,
or is that
you
something?
add it to yourself, but I'll take care of the fellowship pool.
Got it.
Perfect. All right, let's continue on with the journey. Let's go back to our journey page. So we need another travel roll from our guide, from Link.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll take the 1 and not the Eye of Sauron. So we go 2 hexes before we run into trouble. Let me see who the target is going to be. It's going to be the Lookout. It's going to be Fatimer. And let me see what the event will be, and then let me go look at the map and see where on the map it will be. It's going to be Despair again. Yeesh. Okay. Give me one moment. Let me add another event. This is our Lookout. And Despair. Okay, and we made it 2 hexes, so let's find where we're at here. Right about there. Let me see what we've got. So 2 days later, as you're heading out, let me have you make a roll, Fatimer, as you realize that that party of orcs. It begins to sink in. This was not an isolated bandits. You begin to see more signs. Haldor and Linkthar pointing out, here's more marks, and you see older ones still. And just based on the number of these marks, there must be several groups like this in these lands. And so I'm going to need a roll from our dear Hobbit. This is going to be an awareness roll. You're on a road. You can add 1 die to that roll. And you can spend hope if you need to spend hope on this. Oh, there we go. Nice. So you get a success. So no one gains any shadow. There will be some fatigue gained. Let me get that added on here. And the fatigue won't hit you until the end of the journey. So Fatimer, how do you feel when you see all of this, traffic, like orc traffic? This isn't just those bandits, but more of these orcs.
Well, before going on this adventure, I was pretty unfamiliar with orcs, and now that I've had this, terrible experience with them in this, that battle, I'm pretty scared that we're gonna run into another group and have more of my companions be wounded, or possibly myself, and it's a very frightening experience for me to be seeing this on the road.
Absolutely. Let's do another travel roll. Link, if you would be so kind. Missed it by 1. And let me see who the target will be. It's going to be the scouts again. And it will be... a shortcut. So if you succeed, you reduce the length of the journey by 1 day. So let me... I'll mark on our map, and one of our 2 scouts can make that explore roll. I think Frór, are you the one that does the rolls here? Oh, look at that. Okay, let me add a fatigue here. So, Frór, describe for me this shortcut. How do you speed up the journey through here? I mean, you're already on the road, but what makes it easier?
Well, yes, there seems to be a lesser traveled path that not marked on the map that would let us go around some rather difficult terrain and will save us time on our journey.
Excellent. Let's do another travel roll. And there's a Gandalf rune. Always good to see that. Let me mark where that's going to be. So that is, let's see, no 6s, so it's 4 hexes. Nice, just past the last bridge. I'll mark that down. And let's see who the target and what the event is. It's going to be the lookout. So let's be Fatimer again. And ill choices. So if you fail, you will gain 1 shadow point of dread. After you cross the bridge, you see the troll shaws looming up ahead, and you actually see, for the first time, that blue glow in the troll shaws. And you'd only heard rumors of that blue, that light in the mist, and you see it now. And it's not a beacon of hope or anything. It's more fills you with a sense of dread. Like it's an unnatural, almost ghostly light. I need an awareness roll from you. If you fail this, you may gain some shadow. Give me a valor roll. Yep. So I'm going to add a point of shadow onto your character. And let me just put this on here. That's 2 fatigue for everyone. And then we need one more travel roll. One second. Let's see. 2 fatigue. Okay, 2 hexes, which will put us in the Trollshaws, which is where we're wanting to go, so that's at least good. We have to resolve 2 events here, and then this leg of our journey will be done. So let's let me go to our campaign map. Alright, let me roll the target. So the first target is going to be our hunter. It's going to be Haldor. I think this is the first time you've had to do something.
Yeah.
And since we're in the Trollshaws, this is actually an ill-favored roll.
I think. Oh yeah.
So we take the 5, which is a mishap. So if this roll fails, it'll add 1 day to the length of the journey, and you will gain an additional fatigue. And so it's going to be hunting. So here in the Trollshaws, there's not much game. And that's the mishap, is that maybe your bowstring will break unless you can avoid this. Give me that hunting roll.
I think we're going to use a hope point on this one.
Okay. Got it.
Take it.
Excellent. That's still going to be 2 fatigue. And then let me see who the next target is. The second event is going to be the scouts. Keep low. And it will be... oh, not bad. The 8, another shortcut, which could be good. So one of the 2 scouts needs to make that explore roll. If you succeed, then you'll shave a day off the journey. Nice. Excellent. Let me just put this in our notes. So why don't we take our break here, and I'll just finish putting this into the journey, and when we get back, we will be at those bandit ruins. So I will see you all in about 8 minutes.
sword. I'm headed to the mountains to rescue the princess from the evil goblin. I ignore all the signs of impending death. a high dexterity, 17 for strength. Kobolds are afraid of me, crafted from numbers on living paper. I escape from the mundane to a medieval paper. While in real life, my fate is unspoken. Hero roll of the dice, and my fate is unspoken. I locate the lair, but it doesn't make much sense to me. I think that the DM might be out to get me. A hero in armor and truth, bards tell my legacy. The flame of my torch illuminates the enemy. A win in a battle, you win foes asunder. Deeper I venture, the deeper I wonder. The bodies pile up before me, the corpses I plunder. The deeper I venture, the deeper I wonder. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a medieval paper. And while in real life, my fate is unspoken. Hero roll of the dice, and my fate is unspoken. No. I drink my last potion. I charge through the open gate. The flame of the dragon, try to seal my awful fate. With a handful of dice, 5 times I roll 20. The dragon goes down, the DM will plenty. I leave with the princess, a satchel chock full of gold. We head to the tavern, where my mighty tale unfolds.
Henrik and Craig, are you guys ready to continue? Give them another moment.
Oh, sorry, I'm here.
Oh, there we are. There's Henrik. Craig, are you back yet, sir? Well, while we are waiting for Craig, I did not have. We didn't talk about the shortcut. So we found a shortcut, and I believe Frór, you succeeded on your explore roll. Why don't you tell us what came of your shortcut?
Well, yes, as we returned to the Trollshaws, I was looking for familiar landmarks, and I happened upon a lesser traveled trail. Likely this trail has not been traveled upon for centuries, and I follow this trail, and it takes us closer to this fortress. And in fact, I say, Vidar, do you remember this place? Come with me. Let us scout ahead on this trail and see if it might get us closer to our destination.
Vidar, do you want to make a scan roll? In fact, let me get rid of your weary first of all. There we go. Do you want to give me a scan roll, Vidar?
Yeah.
Well, you missed it by 1 again. So the trail looks good. Looks fine to you. You don't see why there would be any issue here. But you also don't see if there's any danger. And without seeing what might be here, you know that this is a dangerous area. This is the Trollshaws. And you're looking at a puddle, and you're thinking, my, this is a strange-looking puddle. And the closer you look, the more you realize this is no puddle. This is a footprint, a very large footprint, 2 or 3 times the size of a man. And you think that this might be from a troll. You are in their domain now. Now, do you have experience with trolls, Vidar? Have you ever encountered a troll?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah. If you want, you can give me a lore roll to see what you might know about trolls. Well, that's going to improve eye awareness. You don't know much about trolls other than you've maybe heard that they are formidable, maybe creatures made of stone that crawl up from the ground and can crush a man with a single stomp or pull a dwarf in half. You have no love for trolls, but you've never actually seen one or encountered one. But the thought of finding trolls here does fill you with a little bit of trepidation. Craig, are you back with us yet, sir?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and continue on. So we have arrived back at the ruins. On our shortcut, Vidar stumbled across a footprint filled with water, and we suspect it is a troll print. Do we want to do anything with that knowledge or head to the ruins?
Extra vigilance.
Extra vigilance.
Well, Haldor, what do you know of trolls? You're a ranger and you travel these lands. Surely you've encountered a troll before.
I have encountered trolls, and I must say I'm not too inclined to do so again unless need absolutely requires it.
So it may be best to steer clear of whatever left this print. Let's go back to the ruins. So the furthest that we have explored here in these ruins is to this point. Now, we may recall that bridge that stretched across the chasm. I believe someone threw Frór across, and then you were able to put that board over so everyone else could cross. That board was still there. It looks like it's been untouched. No one has been here. And you still can see the signs of battle, but you had not gone through that archway, but you had a fell feeling, as though there was something deeper in there that was cold and dark and filled with malice. It is dark. You will need torches if you want to proceed. You know that having a torch means that not only can you see, but things can see you. So I'll leave it up to you if you want to stumble around in the dark or if you want to use a torch. And who wants to go first?
I think I would. I'll light a torch and lead the way.
As you push deeper in, you can see that some of the walls are crumbled and ruined, but there's another series of columns that leads to a set of steps down into the darkness, and you can see water down there.
I think we'll keep it going.
I'll have you guys move in kind of in the order that you're traveling for no apparent reason. And I'm going to open some of this fog, or clear some of this fog away so that you can see. Get rid of some of this. Sorry, my tool is lagging on me here. There we are. So as you come into the room, you can see that it is a partially submerged chamber. It looks very much flooded, and there's an inexplicable sense of dread that falls over you. This pillared hall was once a resting place, or excuse me, it was once perhaps a chamber of records, and is now a resting place. You can see stone sarcophagi partially submerged in the water. The air is unwholesome. It seems thick and stuffy, as if a weight is gradually oppressing you. Everyone that steps into this room will need to make a shadow test or gain 2 points of dread. So that's a valor roll just to set foot in these flooded halls. Oh, look at that.
And we can spend a hope point on these.
Yes, you can spend hope on this.
May
Fatimer.
I?
Fatimer, that's terrible.
May I invoke my shadow lore feature to kind of know a little bit more about what's going on here?
Absolutely.
Sure, I guess.
So, Link, you got a double success with a 6. And Haldor got a success. So if you got so Link, you gain no shadow. Haldor and Frór, you gain 1 shadow. Vidar and Fatimer, you gain 2 points of shadow, and the eye awareness will go up 1. And I'll have you add that shadow to yourselves. If you don't know where it is, let me know. I can help you find it on your character sheet. As you come into this hall, it's partially collapsed, and it's almost completely filled with muddy water, waist high. The walls are decorated by inscriptions and carvings. And then you can see just opposite the entrance, over here, you can see some stairs. Let me clear off some more of this fog. Get that. You can see some stairs. There we go. Now, for dwarves and hobbits, this water is going to be up to about your armpits. For Haldor and Link, it'll be up to your waist. And so any rolls that you might take in here, if you're a dwarf or a hobbit, you're going to lose 1 die on it just because you're basically swimming in water. All right, where do we go?
I think I'll make my way across to the stairs to poke my head and see what is further that way.
Give me a scan roll as you start to go across.
see nothing.
You see nothing. As you're moving across, Link, give me a scan roll. All right, so let's move. I'm going to move Haldor to about here, and we'll put the rest of you kind of here on the shore. Maybe the shorter folk are less apt to want to get in right away. Does anyone else go out into the water with Haldor, or are you kind of waiting for them to scout ahead?
No, I wouldn't want to give away the ranger's presence. I know that he's stealthy and that he is good at scouting, given his stealth. So I will allow him to scout ahead a little bit.
So, Haldor, where you're at, you have a closer look at the sarcophagi. These, most of them are intact, while others look like they've been damaged by upheavals of earth or crumbling stone or the fall of columns. But they have been carved with a skill that far surpasses that of most stone wrights living today, at least for men. Dwarves could do this and better, but for men this is highly skilled work. And two of them stand out to you due to the exquisite detail of their carvings. The two marble slabs are shaped to represent a sleeping figure. One shows a lord and the other a lady, composed in the sleep of death, and both of them are empty. And inside some of the others you can see some mortal remains, perhaps a steward, perhaps a butler, perhaps a servant, or perhaps a child even. But a few of these are broken completely open and empty. And as you're looking at these sepulchres, you see ripples in the water as the water begins to lap up on the side of this. There's movement in the water all around you. And at first you look and you see nothing with the torchlight, and then you see shapes beginning to slowly emerge as fell things begin to pop up under the water. The partially decomposed remains of some individual. Men, women, and children. These things are deathless, things of absolute terror. In fact, as all of you see this, so they have a feature that's called the Thing of Terror. At the start of the first round of battle, everyone in sight of one or more of these creatures will gain 3 shadow points, and you can make a valor roll to try to cancel that out. If you fail your shadow test, then you become daunted, which means you cannot spend hope for the rest of the fight. So I need all of you to make a valor roll. Oh, Fatimer. Okay, so boy, my time on my chat thing is all messed up. So it looks like so Frór, you got an automatic success. So you can spend hope, but you'll take 2 points of shadow. Fatimer, you will take 3 points of shadow and cannot spend hope. Haldor, same thing. 3 points of shadow, and you cannot spend hope. And did Vidar? You got an automatic success. Let's see. Yeah, Vidar, you'll take 2 points of shadow, and you can spend hope. So, Vidar and Frór, you can spend hope. I think everyone else cannot spend hope, and takes 3 points. Let me drag us into combat. What could go wrong?
We get dragged into combat.
you get dragged underwater. That's what could go wrong.
Thank God I didn't step in that water yet.
Okay, so we will start with an opening volley, except for Haldor. You're too close to make that opening volley. Does anyone want to do anything before the volley? Let's jump to the volley.
Being a ranger from Cardolan, having some familiarity with Barrow Whites, would I know anything about these? Any kind of weakness or advice in combating them that I could share with the group?
Absolutely. So you see that with your torch, they seem to avoid you. You know that most spirits like this, they have an ingrained fear of fire. In game terms, what happens? So they have a thing called hate, which is kind of like your hope that you have. And if they are engaged in close combat with somebody with a torch or other burning item, they lose 1 point of hate at the start of each turn. And that prevents them from using some of their special abilities. You also know that these things cannot be intimidated. So the intimidate foe, the combat move, like the one that you did against the orcs, that will not work here. But you know that having fire at hand is good, because they can spend that hate to cancel wounds. And so you may wound them, and they can, if they have hate, they'll use it so that that wound does not kill them. So if you want to, during the volley, if you want to shout that out, but as far as I know, you're the only one that said you had a torch, and so you are the light source, which is probably good for you because you're right there in close combat.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to try and light a torch instead of doing an opening volley, you can do that. Otherwise, Link, you're up first.
I'm just going to let loose. You know what? No, I'm going to light a torch.
Okay, light a torch instead.
Yes.
Vidar.
Yeah, I don't think, being so short, I don't think a torch is going to be very practical if he goes in the water, but yeah, I think there's not much choice. So Vidar will just hop in after Haldor.
In that case, do you want to take a ranged attack? You could throw your spear.
Oh, yeah, sorry, this is that part.
Yeah,
Yes.
the volley.
Might as well.
Oh, no.
No, maybe not.
No, that won't do. Frór, your turn. Do you want to do an opening volley or light a torch?
I will light a torch, and then I'm going to just approach up to the edge of the water, but not go in.
Okay. Fatimer, are you going to light a torch or take a shot?
I will try to take a shot.
I sense big things coming up for Fatimer. High rolls.
And did you say we have a penalty dice?
Only when you're in the water.
Oh, okay, cool.
So right now you don't. Okay. Well, at least you tried, Fatimer. Let's go to close combat. So you can choose your stances. So there's the forward stance, the open stance, the defensive stance, or you can stay back as long as you're not engaged by anything. And then you can right-click on your token, and then on the left-hand side it will show those stances. So the 2 crossed swords is forward, the axe is open, The shield is defensive. The bow is rearward. And then when you go in combat depends on your stance. Forward goes first, then open, then defensive, then rearward. So Haldor and Frór are the only two going to charge in. Link, are you going to charge in, or are you going to stay back with your bow?
I'm going to be rearward.
Okay. So you'd have to set the torch. You could stick it in the ground, so it's stuck there, because I don't think you could hold a torch and fire a bow. You're welcome to try, but it would invite failure. What about Vidar? Are you going to stay back and throw a torch, or are you going to charge in?
He'll just charge in.
All right. What stance do you want?
We'll do forward again.
Forward stance. Okay. Haldor, you're up first.
All right, I think we are one torch in one hand and a sword in the other. We are going to swing at this one directly in front of me.
So these ones here that you are, the two that you're engaged with, they're going to lose a point of hate because you have your torch. So let me mark that you're engaged with them, and let me take a point of hate off of each of them. And you can go ahead and swing.
There we go.
Nice. All right. So let's see. He will make his protection roll. He's going to spend a point of hate to cancel a wound. So he's down to 1 point of hate, but he will still take...
Now, is this like a floating corpse? Is it standing on two legs?
Standing on 2 legs. Yep. Kind of like a half ghost. Like there's mortal remains there, but they may be rotting away and waterlogged. But it is very much strong of evil spirit. But you could hew pieces off of there.
Yeah, I imagine I swing and strike true and just notice that does not take a mortal wound like a mortal would.
Yep. Alright, let me just mark this here. Is it this one? Yep, that one. Perfect. Okay, Vidar, you're up next.
Yeah, okay.
And you will lose a die because of the water.
What? I have a bonus for some reason.
The forward stance.
Forward stance.
Yep.
Okay, so it's just neutral then.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Frór, you're up.
Frór will say, "Yes, Vidar, come and form a line with me that we might back up if things don't go well." And then I will say, "Fatimer, get behind me." And I would like to use this turn to do the defensive action to protect Fatimer.
Oh, perfect. I need to actually look that up. Let's see. I forget what you roll. You will protect companions. You roll athletics to make the next attack against the protected companion lose 1d, plus an additional 1d for every 6 that you roll. Well, you rolled a 6, but you missed it by 3. Let me have you move your token to where you're standing. Are you still at the edge of the water?
Yes, I'll stay at the edge of the water, but not go in.
Okay.
Frór thinks this is probably the best place to, if we need to retreat.
Yeah. Link, you're up next.
All right. I'm going to pick one out and target him. Oh, for some reason I can't. I'm trying to target them, but it won't let me.
Maybe refresh your browser, hit F5, and see if that will let you do it.
Slowly coming back. Okay, let me see here. Okay.
There you go. Perfect.
And
Oh, so close, man. Again, by one. Fatimer, can you show us how it's done?
I would actually like to prepare.
Prepare
a
your shot.
Yeah.
So that's a scan roll.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
with the Gandalf rune. Okay, so then you'll get a 1d bonus on your next attack.
Okay.
Excellent. Let's go to the bad guys. So I need to get these engaged. So this one is going to move up, and it's going to actually move behind. He's going to engage with Vidar. Let me put you guys together. And he will attack Vidar. And he comes at you with a bite. Oof. Vidar, you are hit for 9 damage. I will apply that damage to you. And you're going to be weary. He bites you. He gets you on the side of the neck. Just lunges in and starts to rip out hunks of skin and beard and everything that he can with it. This one's going after Haldor. And he will claw at Haldor. For 3 points of damage. Let me apply that to Haldor. This one will move in at Vidar. Whoops, come on, move in. And he will claw at you as well. And that's a miss. This one will make a rush. And he's going to go at Frór.
I do have the torch. Does that give him a...
Yes, he will
negative
lose a
dice?
point of hate. So let me take that off of there. And he will bite at you, and he's going for your thigh. Ooh, piercing blow with a bite. Oh man, make a protection roll. So from the chat screen, you should be able to make that protection roll for
Would,
her.
if I spend hope, would Stern count towards this?
Yes. You are protected. You still will take 3 damage, so I will apply that to you. This one is on Haldor. And this one will claw at Haldor. Oh, and gets through with the claw. Haldor, you need to make a protection roll as well.
Alrighty, and here we go. Sheesh.
Just barely.
Second one today.
I'll apply some damages to Haldor. And then the last one is going to come up, and it's actually going to force Link. Now you do have a torch, so he's going to lose a point of hate. Knock him down to 2 hate. Let me engage him with you, with Link. This means you're going to have to drop your bow. As he is engaged with you. And he comes in with a bite. And that is a miss. Alright, does anyone want to change stances?
Are these sarcophagi floating, or are they like...
Nope, they're in the water.
ground.
You could step on top of one. I was waiting for someone to ask about that. So, especially like the dwarves could get on top of the sarcophagus and not be hindered.
I think I will go into defensive stance.
Okay.
And I know, well, technically I go after people in forward.
Right.
Could I use my battle task of protect companion to kind of hoist the dwarf out of the water onto the sarcophagi and hopefully give some bonus if I
love it.
pass that
So
roll.
it's an athletics roll. That would make perfect sense. So if you want to make that athletics test, if you pass it, you'll get Vidar up there. And then Vidar and Frór, are you staying in your stances?
I guess I will go defensive if everybody else is, yeah.
Let me mark you to defensive. So in that case, let's start with Link, and then we'll have Haldor do the athletics roll. So Link, go ahead.
All right. I am going forward.
Excellent. Take your attack, sir. Oh, nice. Okay, let me make a protection roll for him. He will spend a point of hate to cancel that wound. He's going to be down to 0 hate because you have a torch, so he'll lose another point this round. So actually, let me. So he cannot do that anymore. Let me get these other ones up here on Haldor. Let me mark them down a point of hate as well. So another of them is out of hate. Perfect. Haldor, if you want to make your athletics roll. Nice. You get Vidar up. In fact, not only do you get Vidar up, but you hoist him up. So now, Vidar, you've got some momentum. As you bring your axe down, you'll get a bonus die. You add a d6 on there.
Now, does that count as a protect companion check for him to get the bonus of the minus 1d against him next time?
Yep, exactly. So you can have double on that. So when you get attacked, you'll get a bonus, an extra bonus on that, but I'll give you a bonus on the attack roll. Normally with the protect companion where you got a 6, you could choose another companion, but I figure since there's no one else around you, maybe we'll let him have that towards his attack. If you're okay with that. If not, if you want to choose another companion to protect, you can. Like you can protect Link or
that makes sense.
Perfect. Well then, Vidar, you're up, and you get a bonus die on this attack. Now, this one here is out of hate. That one, and let's see, there's another one. Which one? I think it's this one. No, just this one is out of hate. And so that one cannot prevent being attacked again. If you want to switch to attacking that one, you certainly can. Nice. Now, you can't make that a piercing blow, but you can make it a heavy blow. Now that one, normally it could do the deathless if it had hate left. If there's an attack that takes it to 0 endurance, it can spend 1 hate to bring it up to full endurance instead. It cannot because it's out of hate. So how do you take out this marsh dweller?
Yeah, it's been fended off by the flames, and so it's distracted, and the axe takes it.
Nice. Frór, your turn. Nice. Let's see, that was that one. That would drop it to 0. It's going to spend a point of hate to do Deathless. So that instead of going to 0, it goes back to full endurance instead. But you burned up a point of hate along the way. How do you hit it that causes it to reel from your blow? It knows that that blow would have felled it. Why don't you give me a little flavor to your strike there?
Well, yes, as the axe sweeps across, it takes out a large chunk of their middle, but they're able to keep going using their hate.
Nice. Fatimer, bring your bow to bear. Oh, that 2. Darn it. Missed it by 1. You guys are really good at that. Alright, this one on Link. Will come in with a bite. And Link, you will take 6 damage. I'll apply that to you. And Link should be weary. Let me make you weary.
Do I get a protection roll for that?
No, that's only if it gets a piercing
armor?
blow. Yeah, so what it had to beat there, it had to beat your parry, and your parry is 18, and it rolled an 18. And so your protection roll is only if it's a piercing blow, if it gets a 10 or a Eye of Sauron.
All right.
This one is on Vidar. Now you get an extra protection dice on this one, so I'm going to take a point off as he tries to bite you. And now that you're up above, he's going for your crotch with this bite. Oh no!
That's just rude.
It's a piercing blow. Okay, make a protection roll, Vidar. With your chainmail codpiece, you are protected. You do take 6 damage, but you are protected. This one on Haldor will claw at you, and it's getting you about the throat. And you manage to shrug the attack off without any difficulty. Sensing an opening, this one behind Vidar will come in and will try to rake the back of your thighs, hoping to hamstring you. You're also going to get, or he's going to have another penalty because of that protection roll. And no, does not come through. And then the last one, this one is on Frór. And he's going to bite Frór. And Frór, that is a hit. He cannot make it a piercing blow. He'll make it a heavy blow. 6 damage to Frór. Let me make Frór weary. Okay, we go back to the top of the round. If you guys want to change stances, I'm going to remove hate from the ones that are next to the ones with a torch. While I'm doing that, if anyone wants to change their stance, they can.
We're going forward this time.
Let me get them. So right now, this one on Frór is out of hate. The one on Haldor, just kind of to your right, is out of hate. This one here. This one is close enough to you. Let me put it down to 2. And this other one on Vidar is... no, he's going to stay at 3. Alright. Anyone else changing stance? If not, Haldor, you're up first.
I'm going to turn around and make a swing at the one behind me that's nipping up at Vidar's
The one right there.
feet. We'll come in here.
Oh, nice.
And that one is not out of hate yet, is that right?
That is correct.
We're going double heavy blow on this.
You got an 8 with your sword. Does that add 1 or 2 to a piercing blow?
Oh, it
that's
adds 1, so I could turn it to a piercing blow because I have the king's sword.
It's just going to use hate. It has 12 endurance, so either way, it's going to use hate to not die. I'll let you decide. How you
I'm going to take the endurance down all the way. With a big hack from, he's not paying attention to me, so I go straight across his back.
Nice. Yep, he will dump a point of hate to avoid that.
I like to think he dumps a couple bones as well.
Yeah, in fact, you see some ribs and a large chunk of back flesh cleave off like you're carving a roast and splash into the water. Link, your turn.
Okay, going to continue the love fest with this guy.
And that guy has, 1 hate left.
I thought he was out.
This one's
It
out.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I didn't hit.
Yeah, the one to your left is out. Vidar, you're up. Oh, piercing blow. Oh, but you missed. Oh, no. Oh, shoot. I forgot you're weary. Frór. Oh, there we go. That's a piercing blow. So it's wounded. It is out of hate. How do you take it out?
I sweep its legs and it falls back down into the water, dead this time.
Excellent. Fatimer, can you help out? Oh
No.
my goodness. Fatimer, you're holding the bow. Don't hold it sideways gangland style. Hold it straight up and down. Alright, this one on Haldor. He will come in with claws.
At my back, nonetheless.
At your back. Ooh.
Yeah, I thought that might happen.
We're going to make that a piercing blow. Need to make a protection roll.
Yep. Let's see it.
You are wounded. Let me apply these.
Slash to the back.
So click on where it says injury roll to see how many days this wound will take to recover.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm dying.
Oh, yeah, you're dying. Oh, wow.
I
So
collapse into the water.
You need first aid within 1 hour. Oh, you shouldn't be dead. You're just dying. And then, then you add like 10 to the number of days it takes to recover. you definitely need help. Let's see.
My thing says wounded 21 days right now.
Yeah. So
Is that
so when you roll the eye for the wound. In fact, I was going to look up the rule. I think you add 10. Let me find it real quick.
Oh, got it. So like the eye itself is an 11.
Yeah, so you add so you add 11 to it. Let me find it. It's under. I always forget what page. Wound severity. Let's see. Okay. So let's see. So players who are wounded for the first time check the wounded box and then roll on the wound severity table. You are knocked unconscious with 0 endurance and are now dying as if you were wounded twice. And then the nice thing is if you survive, and we didn't do this last time, but you'll have a permanent mark, a scar, a limp, a missing finger, something like that. But yeah, then you add... if you're wounded, you add 10 days to the time required for their injury to mend. And so that's where I think the 21 came from, because you rolled an 11 for the number of days, so then you add 10 because you're dying. So yeah, you're in a bad place. It's not lost yet, but you plop into the water. You're underwater. You'll need to make endurance rolls, like maybe an athletics roll or something. Ooh, okay. This one is...
For the record, I know we all talked about it earlier, but I am okay with dying.
Yeah,
it won't ruin my night.
It may happen. Let's get a roll on Link. That one fails on Link. This one is on Vidar. That's a miss. This other one is on Vidar, and then it's Yoal's turn. Yoal's turn. Claws. Thankfully, a Gandalf rune is a automatic failure for these guys. Okay, anyone want to change stances?
No.
I'm going to give you one round where you don't have to make that roll, Haldor, because you're in the water. You guys can see bubbles coming up. Your torch goes out as it hits the water as well. So let me mark these guys that will be down hate. So Link, the one on you is now out of hate because you're the only one that has a torch now. If you want to go, Link, you're in forward stance. You're up first.
Okay.
Oh, and when someone takes a wound, Link, you take shadow. And you don't get a shadow test for it when your fellowship focus gets wounded. And you guys can pull from the fellowship pool to make your attack rolls favored still. You still have 4 fellowship points. So Link, you're going to take, let me see if it's 1 or 2 shadow points for your fellowship focus. One second. Page 55. 1 shadow point for Link. Vidar, you're up next. What does Vidar do?
Sorry, my internet was being janky.
Oh, no problem. Your cat's attacking your router again.
It's very possible. Likely.
Oof. Frór. The weariness. Fatimer, if you can hit this one next to Link, he cannot use hate. He's out of hate. Did you ever add your bonus die for your scan roll, Fatimer?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Oh, man, missed by 2. Alright, this one is going to... He's going to move over to Vidar. Let me get rid of this guy. And he's coming in at Vidar with claws. That's a miss. The one on Link is going to continue to go after Link. This time he comes in with a bite. Bites onto your forearm. And that's a miss. And then these ones on Vidar. A claw rakes across your chest. Again, that's an automatic fail, thank goodness. And this one at your back will grab and pull at your hair, trying to pull you off into the water. And that's a fail. Anyone want to change stance?
No.
Haldor, give me an athletics roll.
Alrighty.
Got it. Okay. Haldor is floating now. You're floating, I'm going to say, face up. With your athletics roll, you managed to try and get that gasp of air. You're now face up, so you're not at a risk of drowning. But you're going to need to make those rolls or you're going to sink under the water. Link, you're up.
Okay. Gotta hit sooner or later.
Nice.
There it is.
Now, you can't make that a piercing blow, but you don't have to. If you make that a heavy blow, you should be able to take that guy out.
Okay. I will make that a heavy blow.
Let me apply damage.
Drew that bowstring back extra far.
How do you finish off this marsh dweller?
I do an upward sweep with my spear and just pierce him up through the abdomen into the chest cavity and just kind of pick him up and hold him there, and then I will Hulk slam him to the ground.
Nice. As you slam him down, his body breaks into 3 pieces as his joints disarticulate in a spray of waterlogged flesh and skin that just sloughs off like a glove. Vidar.
Good.
Oh man, that's awful. Eeh. Frór. And again, if any of you want to use fellowship points to make a roll favored, you're more than welcome to. Just let me know and I'll deduct it. We have 4 fellowship points.
Well, seeing Vidar in danger, can I come over here and try and leap to this sarcophagus?
Yeah, that will take your turn, but that would be an athletics roll.
If I just walk over there,
You would just
it
have a
won't be as
minus
cool.
1 to your
Would
attack.
I be able to attack him this time?
Yeah, you would. You would just have an additional minus 1 to your attack. Oh, shoot. That weariness. Fatimer. This one, is it this one? No, I think the rest of them have hate. Oh yeah, that one's only got 1 hate. Oh, that one's out of hate. Okay, so the one kind of by Haldor, he's out of hate. If you can hit him, get a piercing blow, that will finish him off. Of course, that's a big ask for poor Fatimer. Fatimer is rolling atrociously. Do you want to spend a fellowship point to make it favored?
If it's okay with everyone else, then yeah.
So,
Absolutely, go ahead.
So then, when you make your roll, there's a thing you can select favored. If you can't find it, let me know. So it's on the second screen.
Yeah, okay, I found it.
Yeah. Do you have a keen? Oh, there we go. The 10 will do it. Oh,
But that's still a fail.
Oh, but it wasn't a fail because he got 14 and needed a 16. Shoot. All right, this marsh dweller on Vidar will come in with claws. And that's terrible. Thankfully. This one that's now switches his aim to Frór. And he lays into Frór with a bite. And that's a miss as well. And the last one on Vidar. Going for your back. Again, trying to pull you down by the back of your hair into the water. And narrowly missed. Anyone want to change their combat stance?
Nope.
Haldor, give me an athletics roll.
Let's see. All
Oh,
right.
great success. Excellent. Link, you're up.
Okay. Can I pick up my bow and shoot in the same round?
Yes. So in that case,
Okay.
switch yourself to rearward.
Can I do that in the middle of a battle?
Yeah, so every round you can
Okay.
change your stance. So I'm going to switch you, so then Vidar will actually be up first. So, because Link, you don't have anyone around you, you're not engaged with anyone. In fact, let me get rid of all the dead people here. So Vidar, you are actually up first. And that is a fail. Frór, your turn.
Can I leap up on the sarcophagus now that I'm over there and
Yeah.
engage this marsh dweller?
Yep, give me
I
an...
also-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
So you said also something? Oh, missed by 2.
I was just saying that I dropped my bow so that I'm no longer weary.
Perfect. So let me... well, hang on. Will that have been a success?
I think, well, it automatically factored in. I just was letting you know that I dropped my bow.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I think it automatically made me not weary when my load went down.
Let me take a look. Yeah. It still has the weary marked. I'm just going to take it off of there. But yeah, it doesn't show in red like it normally does. So it looks like it factored it in because it gave you an 11 instead of it would have been like a 6 or something. So, but I took that off just so you've got it. Link, your turn.
Okay,
So,
now.
again, this one here is out of hope or hate.
Okay. I'll shoot at him then.
Oh, he cannot spend hate. If he fails his protection roll, he will die. Okay, how do you take him out?
Down with you. I just shoot him in the head.
Nice.
The classic.
Hits him. He drops back into the water with a splash right next to Haldor. Fatimer, you're up. This one behind Vidar has lower hate. If you can whittle that hate down.
That reminds me, I also have a torch, so I don't know if that affects the one in front of me.
Well, you got a success, Fatimer. Well done. Yeah, that will affect the one in front of you. Let me get that one. His hate will drop by 1. So this one goes after Frór. With claws. And that's a fail. This one goes after Vidar. This one's going to bite you right on the ass. It's going to get just a mouthful of sweet dwarf cheek and try to pull a piece off of there. Oh no. It narrowly missed. Alright, anyone want to change stance? Haldor, if you can make another athletics roll, I'll say that you are no longer unconscious. Since you've had a success and then a great success. And then you'd actually be able to first aid yourself. Oh, you did it. Nice. You're back to consciousness. If you want to make a healing roll on yourself, you're more than welcome to. And you have King's Foil, so that will add a d6.
1 bonus die.
Oh, okay. So, a couple things happened. So you got some extra successes. Let me look this up. A successful healing roll reduces the severity of an injury by 1 day plus 1 for each 6, so by 3 days. This will also, you're no longer dying, but you're still wounded. Your life has been saved. You come back to your senses in about an hour, but you're back now, and you'll have 1 endurance. So I'm going to give you 1 endurance. You're still wounded, and I'm going to take 3 days off of your healing time. So let me take care of all of that. 15 days. 1 endurance. And you will still be weary. But you ain't dead.
Like gasping for air, I climb onto the sarcophagus next to me, clutching at my back for the wound, trying to do what I can to stall the bleeding.
It's right next to all your other scars from previous adventures. Vidar, you are up. The one behind you is almost out of hope. The one in front of you has, or hate. The one in front of you has 2 hate. The one behind you is also partially wounded. He took one of Fatimer's arrows. Well, that was just terrible. Frór, you're up. Ooh, there we go. Make a protection roll. That would be a wound. That's going to take some hate. It is.
And did he lose his hate because I had my torch?
He did. So I already took one of those off because he was at 3. So I put him at 2. Now he's at 1. So he has 1 hate left. But he will still take the damage. But he doesn't take the wound. So he's down some hit points, but he was able to repel that wound. Link, your turn. So both of the remaining enemies are sitting on 1 hate each, and both have had some damage. So if you can get them down to 0, they'll spend that last hate, or if you can get a piercing blow, they'll spend that last hate. Nice. You probably can't make that a piercing blow, but you can definitely make it a heavy blow.
Yep.
So 10 damage. It will spend its last hate to avoid that. It will go back up to 12 endurance, but now it is on the clock. Fatimer. So that one that was just hit, this one here has no hate left and is wounded. This one here has wounds. If you can knock it to 0, it will spend its last hate. You want to spend a fellowship point? Nope. Shoot. Missed by 4. Alright, this one's going after Frór. It will come in with claws. And it grabs your ear and tries to pull your ear off of your head. And that's a miss. The last one will go after Vidar.
Anyone else hearing a super robotic voice?
Uh-oh, is my voice sounding robotic? Let me leave the party and I'll come right back. Does that sound any better?
It may be on my end.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, you sounded robotic too. Totally my end.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Oh, shoot. Well, maybe it's because you're partially submerged in the water. Maybe that's what's doing it. This one comes after Vidar, and ooh, that's a miss. All right, hopefully this will be the last round. Oh, Haldor, let's see. Let me update you. You're not defeated. Let me get rid of that. Oops. I'll get you back in the fight. There we go. So, you guys can change stances if you like. Otherwise, Haldor, you're up first. Anyone want to use fellowship points for attacks? Just let me know.
I think that I am going to... I have a feeling I didn't carry my sword with me as I climbed up. Barehanded, grapple, or what's the word?
Brawl.
Brawling attack, leap at the one in front of me in an attempt to rip its arms off.
Nice. I can actually
Real angry over here.
Add an unarmed attack onto your character. Let me. I think I have that under.
Can I do it by making a brawling skill check?
Yeah. So it should. It should do it for you. Let me see if I equip
Got
that.
it. Let's see.
Oh, there we go.
Alright.
Yeah. I think
With
that should do a brawling roll.
Unarmed. Yep. Perfect. You need to select one. Oh, I need to select my target. There we go. Alrighty. And for some reason I've got a bonus die.
Because you're in forward stance.
Oh, because I'm in forward. Makes sense. Awesome. We dive forward.
Oh, look at that. So you can't pierce, but if you can do enough damage, you'll take this guy out. He's out of hate, so you just need to do 12 damage. He gets his protection.
Oh, I can only do 6 damage, huh?
Yeah. So, but he'll take the full 6.
Yeah.
So let me dump that on there. All right, give him 6 more, and he is down. Vidar, you're up. No. Frór, you're up. Link, you're up. And everyone's out of hate. Ugh. Fatimer, can you take out one of these? There we go. Make it a... Well, it should be a piercing blow anyway because it's keen, so you can make it a heavy blow. We'll see if it's the... Okay, how do you take out the Marsh Dweller?
Well, Fatimer's there when you need him, I guess. Well, he's gotten a little bit of courage back, and he's back in the fight, and he just lets his arrow fly, and it,
Does he yell out for the Shire?
Sure, yeah.
Nice. And it strikes, knocking the thing into the water where it does not rise. This one is going after Frór. And it's going to bite you. And that is a fail. Alright. If anyone wants to change stances, this is the time. Haldor, you're up first.
And then go in for a stab on this guy.
Nice.
We are going two-handed sword this time. And going straight in for him.
Let's see, how many hit points does this guy have? Oh, he has 7, so he's not quite down. He's down to 2. Got 2 endurance. Frór. Can you finish this guy? Well, that's going to finish him either way. Let's see if it's the wound or the damage. It's the wound. How do you seriously wound this guy to the point of death?
Well, I sweep his legs out, and then when he falls on the sarcophagus, I split his skull open, and it splatters all over the sarcophagus, ending the reign of these marsh dwellers over this ancient resting place.
Excellent. The battle is hard fought and hard won. But you have vanquished whatever fell creature or creatures were dwelling in here. There are stairs that you can see off to the side that lead up into probably that ruined tower. You could also spend time here and rest for an hour to try and recover some much needed endurance.
That would be wonderful.
So if you, on your character sheet, there should be a rest button. Now it's different when you're wounded. I think you recover 1 point.
Is this a short rest?
Yeah, this would be a short rest.
Is everyone all right?
I think,
if I recover a hope point?
Oh yeah, with wounded you don't recover. That's right, you don't recover any. And then on a full rest you get your strength value. Yeah. Does anyone want? We got 3 fellowship points. Anyone want to take some hope?
No, not yet.
Okay. Excellent. Do you want to head up those stairs? Or there was some writing on the sarcophagi you could check out.
Let's check that out.
Yeah, this seemed to be some sort of hall of records, and this would be a riddle roll to try and piece together what you can from the different writings here and there. Who wants to take that role?
I'll do. Can I do a? What kind of roll is it?
Riddle.
Oh, just kidding.
I don't have anything in riddle, but I mean, I'll roll it.
I have a few in riddle. I could do it.
Yeah, Fatimer,
Okay.
you have 3 in riddle. You're just not favored.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh gosh, yeah, but still 3. That's better than mine. Go ahead.
Fatimer,
Nice.
you find some writings on the oops, let me fix this, on some of the sarcophagi that you can kind of piece together some of what's on there, and what you see is this. It says, "Here is recorded the fall of the house of Hadirion and his wife Elwyn. I, Angnir, steward and captain of the guards, write this record to preserve its memory. It was in the time of," and then it's crumbled away. But then you find another part. It says, "They built a wooden seat, in mockery of a throne, in plain sight of the castle walls. Then they tied our lord Hadirion to it, to torment and ridicule him. They tortured him for hours. When the orcs nailed an iron crown to his head, hailing Hadirion as the rightful ruler of the land, the Lady Elwyn summoned me and asked me to provide my reputation as the best bowman of Arthedain. I chose an arrow from those that I received from my father, and he from his father before him, a white-plumed, slender dart. I bent my bow with all my strength, and the arrow flew straight, piercing the hand of a huge orc who was tormenting Hadirion, and burying itself deep into the chest of my lord. I broke my bow after the deed." And that's all you're able to decipher.
Well, that's a sad tale.
Now, Frór, give me a scan roll. If these are burial markers, there's probably some valuables in here. Oh. Yes, indeed. In fact, you find this is a greater hoard. So this is much like the lesser hoard, but even more so. So for a greater hoard, you will roll 2d6. We'll times it by 5, and that's how much gold and gems and silver and things that we find. Wow. So 55 monies, and then you'll roll 4 feat die. So that's /r space 4df. We've got, wow, okay, we find 3 things. A Gandalf and 2 Saurons. So, Frór, roll a 1d6 to see what the Gandalf was. Four. That is a wondrous item. Let me find one here.
Yes, there seems to be a place of where these things were laid to rest here, kept away from the eyes of the bandits and evil things.
Let's see. You find this. Bracelets of the Elk. This will give a bonus to insight or hunting. A masterwork of elvish design. This bracelet is rumored to bless the hand of an archer. And then roll another d6 for me, please. That is another wondrous item. You find, I was excited about this one, the Chisel of Durin. This razor-sharp chisel bears the rune of Durin and was once used by the Dwarven king. So any wondrous item or a marvelous artifact like the bracelet or this chisel, you gain 2 6-sided die when making rolls using the skill that corresponds to the blessing. These also allow you to gain a magical success. To get a magic success, you just have to spend a point of hope, and it will be an automatic success. There will be some sort of flash or sound or something you might realize, hey, someone just used magic. The thing in the book it talks about is like when Gandalf makes himself look big and imposing to Bilbo. It looks like he grows into the room and it turns dark. That would be like a magical success. So either of these 2 items will give a magical success. The bracelets to either insight or hunting, the chisel to craft or battle. And then I need 1 more d6 to see what the last magical treasure is. 5. Another. Wow, we're going to get all the wondrous items.
Yes, this chisel is a good omen, as though Durin himself is beckoning us to back to Khazad-dûm.
This is Jalar's Ring of the Serpent, a golden ring shaped like a serpent devouring its own tail. This is for awareness or riddle, and you can get a magical success.
I think that's actually the ring that Frór has.
Oh, then let me give you a new one. Yep, you're not going to find the same one twice. There we go. The Book of the Mad Druid. This treatise on herbalism and ornithology is filled with secrets. This is good for scan and lore. So, who wants the bracelets of the elk?
And all of these are +2 to those skills,
Yes.
or a magic success with hope.
Yep, correct.
I will come back and say, yes, I have found many wonderful things. Let me show you what I found that were kept in this great hall of resting.
So who wants the bracelets?
That sounds like that would be right up the ranger's alley.
Certainly take it if no one else is going for it.
I'll drag it onto your sheet, and then it should show up. It will add 1 point of load. Yep, so there I see it on your equipment gear, the bracelets of the elk. Who wants the Chisel of Durin? I would assume one of the dwarves, but I don't want to speak for the dwarves.
Yes, perhaps Vidar, you have those chisels you're quite fond of. Perhaps you would like this to replace them as a good omen for what is to come.
Vidar, do you want the Chisel of Durin?
I guess Vidar is not half bad at crafting.
Now,
He's not favored, but
this, so you can get a magical success with this, which is the nice thing. There is something different with this. Whomever takes the chisel, Vidar, if you take it, I need a wisdom roll. Because this was found with an Eye of Sauron. This is a greed shadow.
oh, okay, I see it. Well,
So it's like valor, but it's wisdom.
yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose Vidar would take it. He's honored. Wisdom, oh dear. We love Sauron. Great guy.
You'll take 2 points of shadow. I'm going to raise the eye awareness. So 2 points of shadow. Who wants the Book of the Mad Druid? Scan and lore.
Well, dear little Fatimir.
I was going to say, this might be Hobbity.
Not
Yeah.
but last time that you saw that little bluebird. Perhaps this book would suit you well.
I would be happy to take it.
I need a wisdom roll from Fatimer as well. And Vidar, did you drag the Chisel of Durin onto your character sheet? I will drag it over there for you.
Thank you.
Maybe. Fatimer, you're going to take 2 points. So then what you can do next time you're in town, like how today I said you guys can switch around some of your equipment. If you want to get rid of your carving tools, Vidar, because now you have this that is even better at doing craft, and then you could pick something else for that. And Fatimer, let me put this on here. Did you give yourself the shadow?
I did.
Does anyone need to make a shadow scar? Like, is anyone shadow at a place where you're a little uncomfortable? I mean, you got 9, Fatimer. You're, what's your hope, like 16, 14? You're getting close. You could take a shadow scar if you wanted.
So, remind me what happens if your shadow reaches your hope?
So, if your shadow is equal to your hope, you become miserable. And then whenever you roll an Eye of Sauron, that counts as an automatic failure. And then whenever your shadow is equal to your hope maximum, which yours is 16, then not only does that take place, but all of your rolls are ill-favored. And then in order to get rid of it, you have to have a bout of madness. Right now, you can take a shadow scar and you'll get rid of all of your shadow, but you'll take 1 permanent point of shadow. And then at Yule, once a year, you can undertake the heal the shadow scar, and you can get rid of 1 of those shadow scars. You'll probably remove some shadow points as a reward for defeating these marsh dwellers, but you may not get that till we get to Rivendell, which we're really close to. We'll probably finish the session at Rivendell, so it's up to you if you want to take a shadow scar now or if you want to hold out, but you are 5 points away, and as you spend hope, you're going to get closer and closer to becoming miserable.
Okay. I think I might just wait until Rivendell.
Perfect. What else do you do here? Let's play for just a little bit longer and we'll finish if everyone's okay to go just a few more minutes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to go up those stairs?
I think we got to.
I think we have to as well. Let's
We want to see what's at the top of the tower.
Can everybody see this map or is it black?
No, we can see the whole thing.
Okay, perfect. So you see it's an empty tower. The stairs wind up and throughout. It's dark, it's foreboding. When you reach the top, you can see what is causing that strange blue light, that star in the mist that folk have talked about. What you see up there is the mortal remains of Lord Hadirion, a mummified body tied on a rotting throne of wood, a metal crown nailed to his head, and a shining blue gem set on the crown. Its luminescence is visible for miles and miles. An arrow pierces the body and into the chair. This must be the arrow that was loosed by he that kept the records of the house.
Well, this is no way for anyone to spend eternity.
Especially after what you've gone through with King Drór in Gathol-Zigil. You know, this is no way for a king. He's not a king of dwarves, he's a king of men. But this is no way for a king, unless he was thrown down in infamy. But it sounds as though orcs did this. This is no way for a king to lie in eternal repose, with a crown nailed to his head, pinned to a chair by ropes and an arrow that mercifully ended his life.
Yes. We should lay him to rest somewhere.
Where do you take him?
Can we take him down and...
He's got an empty tomb down here.
He does.
There we go. Sounds a lot better than digging a hole.
Now, as you cut the rotted ropes from his body, you see graffiti written upon the throne. They're mixed sentences composed using some elvish letters, an ancient type of elvish, but they're written with horrible care, using what language you're uncertain. But Haldor, give me a lore roll.
Let's do it. Where's my lore? There we go. We're going to use hope for this one.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, close. You recognize it. It is the Black Speech. This is foul writing that only the darkest servants of Sauron would use. Or, based on the age in this area, perhaps servants of the Witch King. To look at these words, whether you can read them or not, to understand that it is the language of Mordor, you all need to make a wisdom... there's a wisdom roll. This is a sorcery shadow test. Oh, look at that. Well, everyone will take 2 points of shadow, except for Haldor. You'll take 1. Sorry, Fatimer. You're inching ever closer.
Yeah, Vidar's one off of reaching his hope.
Oof. Burying this king will surely help. So as you take him down, you find where he should be laying, and you clear off the muck and the grime. And as you open up his sarcophagus, you place his body in very gently and reverently. And as you close it up, Vidar, with this newfound chisel, do you do anything?
He's pretty exhausted.
If you wanted, that chisel will grant you a magical success. You would automatically succeed. You'd have to spend a point of hope. It would make you miserable. But if you wanted to carve anything onto this, you don't have to, but if you wanted to, it would be an automatic success.
I forgot what miserable does, but it doesn't sound worth it.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Since you guys took shadow, you're going to increase the eye awareness. Perfect. You get him buried in here, and then you take your leave of this castle and continue on out of this place towards Rivendell. Let's do one more journey roll. Let's go all the way back to the journey page. We need a travel roll from Link, now that you guys are all battered and bruised, as you get out of the Trollshaws. Oh, look at that. There we go. Nice. Let me go to our map.
We are out of here.
So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, perfect. We don't have to have an event because that was enough to get us to Rivendell. So let me mark it. And let me mark this one. Get rid of that. Oops. One moment. You have the information from Balin about how to find your way into Imladris, and it involved finding a path, finding some white stones, and I need Frór to make an explore roll as you are searching for these stones.
I will use my spyglass to survey the hills and the dells around here as I search for these rocks.
Perfect. With your spyglass, you manage to locate Imladris. You can all see this, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. You come upon the last homely house, and you can hear the singing coming from the halls as you approach, and well, we don't need this dark music. You can smell the lovely sounds of the elvish song and music. You can feel the strain being lifted from your body. It's been a long journey, but you finally have arrived. You are spotted well before you spot the first elf patrol, and upon seeing you, with bows drawn, they ask if you come in peace to seek the master of the house.
I think being probably the only person with some familiarity, while I haven't been here and wasn't raised here, my type of people have been and are, so I would step forward and introduce myself and tell them why we're here and hope that they don't take too unkindly to these dwarves.
You're taken into Rivendell, and the first thing that happens, you're not interrogated, you're not questioned, you're given food and drink, and shown to rooms where you can rest, and the doors are not locked. There are countless eyes watching you during your stay, but you're afforded a chance to recuperate. And so if everyone wants to do a full night's rest, and we still have 3 points of fellowship points. If anyone wants to take any for hope, just let me know. Otherwise, we're going to end with a council.
If we're ending the session, should we just use up the rest of these points?
Yeah, let's use the points now. We're going to have a council. It's going to be some skill rolls. Would probably be useful to get those points used up. So we got 3 points. I think, is it Vidar? You're the one that's like 1 away from being miserable?
Yeah, but he's also almost at full hope. He just doesn't have a lot.
Well, who wants hope points?
I've got 14 of 17.
So it looks like Haldor, you're down 5. Link is down 3.
I will take one if no one disagrees.
Yeah, Frór's down 2, Vidar's down 3, and Fatimer's down 2.
Frór would take one just because he only has 10 hope to begin with, so his
Okay.
hope goes out really quick.
Then we have 1 left, and then this will refill at the start of the next session. Anyone want the last one? Otherwise, it just gets wasted.
Sure, I'll take it.
Perfect. We're going to have a council. Let me get this up here. Okay. The way that a council works, it's kind of like traveling, it's kind of like skill endeavors. In fact, I've got a council page. Let's go here. So the first thing that I do is I set the resistance. And the resistance to convince Elrond, this is a bold request. He's not, I mean, he doesn't know you. He's not likely to want to help you right away, but he's not, it's not an outrageous request. That means you need 6 successes. Now, the first thing we need is an introduction. Someone will make an awe, courtesy, or riddle skill roll. And this sets the time limit. If you succeed, it's 4 plus 1 for every 6 that you get. If you fail, the time limit's 3. And then we make interactions. We do enhearten rolls, insight, persuade, riddle, song, whatever you think is applicable. And I'll give you bonuses if you use your words and tell me what you might say. You will also get a... there's different outcomes. If you hit your 6 within the time limit, you'll have a success. If you succeed on the introduction but you don't get enough successes, you'll have probably a success with woe. He'll help you, but he may demand something of you. If you fail the introduction and then fail to get the successes, it's a disaster. So this is important. Who wants to speak for the party? Awe, courtesy, or riddle?
Link has 2 in courtesy, and that's a favored.
Anyone go higher than that?
Nope. You have a reasonable target number there.
15.
Do you want to spend hope on this?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
do you have your distinctive feature? You have fair, which is, it's not that you're not like gorgeous, but you're not hideous. You probably look like a nice person. You don't look rough. That could help. Is someone your fellowship focus? No. So someone can help you, but it can't make you inspired. If anyone else wants to spend hope to help you make this roll, just tell me how you do that.
I will spend a hope point to kind of step up to show the strength of men
Ooh, I
in
like
numbers together with him.
it. I like it. That will, spend a hope. That will count.
Awesome. So how does that get added on to my...
So when you make your roll, you'll put down that you're spending hope, and then you can make it inspired, or just
Support
add
from a
D6.
companion?
Yeah, yep, exactly.
Okay. All right.
It was a Gandalf rune and it rolled off, but you got a success. Okay. Okay, so now we have 4 attempts to get 6 successes. So we can make one of these rolls, and anyone can do it. Anyone can step up. This is going to be like so this is the interaction. Enhearten, insight, persuade, riddle, song, any of these things we can use. Now,
I have...
Elrond, so it mentions bonuses and penalties if the folk encountered are reluctant, if they're open or friendly. He is open right now. If you succeed on this council, any further councils, he will be friendly. But for now, he's open. If you give me like what you want to do or say, and it sounds awesome, like the whole show the strength of men, I'll give you a bonus die. So let me know what you're going to do, and I'll tell you if there's a bonus die or not on there. So who wants to go first? Who's feeling lucky?
Link has 2 in Enhearten, and that's also a
Favored? Awesome.
of his.
And you can spend hope on this. How do you try to enhearten? The purpose of this, with your courtesy roll, is that we need rest, we need refuge, and that we're friends of Balin, and we've come to seek information on a venture. And maybe you haven't explained exactly what you're going to do. It's like Beorn. You got to butter him up first before you just say, hey, we want to use this as our base of operations to go into Moria. He's probably going to say no. So we're trying to butter him up. So how would you enhearten and provoke that feeling of, hey, you should help us?
Well, because I'm going to try and hearten rather than persuade or awe, I'm going to kneel down to one knee so that I am on the same level
Ooh.
as Elrond, so that we're eye to eye, and I'm going to beseech him for that we could rest there and heal our wounds as we are undertaking a great mission of importance for Balor, who he would know correctly.
Yes,
he would have met him, and he would describe Balor as having mellowed and sweetened in his old age. Ooh. And this is of a matter of the heart for him, not a matter of greed or glory for dwarves, but it is a matter of dire importance for him.
Add 2 dice to this. This is fantastic.
Oh, that's okay, I think that'll roll 2.
Oh, narrowly, but yes, that is a success. And Elrond bows his head and says, "Yes, you speak kind words, but I have not heard the whole of what Balin intends for you to do. Speak plainly now. What do you seek?" Now, if you want to come out and tell him, you can do that. Or if you want to disguise it with a riddle roll, someone can do that as well. Or if someone wants to burst into song and sing a song of dwarven past glories, or perhaps how the elves and the dwarves once worked together. And Elrond himself knew during the Fourth, so he would definitely, you could kind of have him tug on those heartstrings. They were once friends.
Frór's quite good at riddle, if we wanted to try that.
Yeah, so what do you say to kind of disguise? Are you trying to disguise like what we're doing, or are you asking him like a good salesman would get him into a yes set, like you understand that there's evil beneath the mountain? He'll say yes, and this evil should go away. Yes. Well, do you think we're the ones to do it? Oh no. But if you can disguise it better, then there's a chance that he'll go along with it. So what do you use for your riddling roll?
Well, I think that perhaps Frór is hesitant to deal with the elves concerning his ancestral homeland, as it's something very dear to him. So perhaps he speaks in riddle as he talks about this, but in order to gain Elrond's trust, he will remove his grandfather's ring and say, "Lord Elrond, this is a very important ring to my family. It's never been held but by the hands of a dwarf. I give it to you that you might look upon it, and perhaps you can tell me something about it. I do this that as a show of good faith, that you might know that you can trust us, and that this treasure is but one of many that we seek. And that is why we come to you, is that we seek great treasure, and I hope that you will be able to trust us, and that we can rely on you to help us."
Do you use the ring to achieve a magical success? It'll be an automatic success.
That's what I was aiming at.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Then go ahead and do that. You'll have to spend hope, but then click on automatic success. You won't roll any feat die, but you'll roll all the d6s and add one bonus die onto that. And so you'll just roll d6s, and hopefully you get some 6s, because that will count as additional successes. Yeah, but you did get an automatic success. You guys badly need some 6s.
We have one more shot and need
you have two more. You have 2 more attempts, and you need 4 successes. And he says, you have come to a place of great magic, and you would use this magic not to dissuade me, but to remind me of the magic of this world, and that it is not held only by the hands of elves, but that your grandfather and his grandfather once possessed magic such as this, and I sense in this ring that what you speak is true. But tell me, is there not peril for the outside world? Will this not result in doom for many? And so this next one will be either a persuade, or someone can make a song roll if they want. Or if you have a different one, if you have a different skill you want to try, just let me know how you want to use it, and you can definitely use it.
He talks about danger to the outside world. Could I maybe do a lore check invoking my distinctive feature of shadow lore to
Yes.
appeal to his concern by stating that having an unknown evil, because he knows that there is an unknown evil in the mountain, left unchecked might even be more dangerous than going in and doing something about it.
Yep, absolutely.
We'll do lore. We will spend the hope. We will inspire.
Does Link want to spend hope to... Oh, did we get it?
Oh, sorry, I went out already.
That's
No
okay.
special
But we
successes.
did get a success.
Not a single 6 in any of these.
I know. I thought for sure we'd get some. We've got one more attempt and we need 3 successes. So we need a success with at least 2 6s.
Oof.
If Fatimer has something, I will inspire Fatimer, and hopefully that will give them 2 extra d6s.
I could do persuade, and I also have some equipment that is supposed to help me with persuade.
You could use your newfound book of the Mad Druid. It's useful with lore. You could use that, and that would be a magical success. If you want to tell me how you... Because right now, so that would... You don't need to worry about succeeding. You just need to worry about how many 6s you would roll. So you could look into using your book. For magic successes, we also have the Chisel of Durin. Maybe a battle roll is maybe you recount, when the elves and dwarves fought together. We also have Haldor. You have the bracelets. You could get a magic success on Insight, which again you would only get 1 6. I don't know. Fatimer, do you want to give it a go?
I suppose I could.
So tell me. So first of all, if anyone wants to help Fatimer, Frór. If Frór spends a point of hope, you'll be inspired, and then you can use your distinctive feature of maybe inquisitive. And
Okay.
how do you use the book?
I don't know, maybe I could ask him about the book and maybe tell him about our travels and how we found it or something like that.
Well, if you click on...
We've already conquered evils. We've proven that we can take on this quest as well.
If you click on your lore skill and then go down to the hope point bonus die, click on that, and then you can click on inspired, and then click on magical success.
Can anyone else give hope for this one as well?
Yes.
To support?
Frór will like to inspire Fatimer. In fact, Frór will kind of push Fatimer in front of him and say, and Lord Elrond, perhaps you would like to speak to our Hobbit. In fact, Balin told us that it was not long ago that a party of dwarves and a Hobbit arrived at your doorstep seeking your aid.
Ooh. And so you harken back to when it was Balin and Bilbo, and now you've got more dwarves and hobbits. So yeah, click on... So you should have the hope point bonus die, inspired, magical success, support from companion, fellowship focus, and then add 2 6s for calling back to a time when he helped before. So we know it'll succeed. We just need 6s. Oh my
Not
gosh,
a
no
single
6s. Wow. Okay. Well, it is a success. But it is a success with woe. So you failed to match or beat the resistance rating within the time limit. You can opt to achieve your goal, but at a price. Elrond, he will speak to you frankly. And let me grab my notes. Elrond says, "You seek the way into Khazad-dûm, into Moria, as men name it. There is but one door that still may be found, and that lies in the stony vale east of Caradhras. Azanulbizar, the dwarves call it, Nanduhirion in our tongue. In the common speech, it is Dimril Dale. It has had many names for many ages, and in each age it has seen glory and ruin both." Let me copy and paste this into our thing. There we go. "When Durin the Deathless first came here, it was a fair valley, thick with trees. He wandered beneath their boughs until he found the dark cave mouth that would become the east gate of Moria. In time, the dale was a city in its own right, filled with fortresses, houses, markets, and the laughter of many peoples. A great road ran through it, joining the dwarf road in Greenwood, the great, to the crossings of the Anduin. It was once a crossroads of Middle-earth." He lowers his gaze and his tone darkens. "But war came. Sauron's hosts laid siege there in the elder days. Though the gates of Moria did not fall, all that stood without them was destroyed. And later still, when the dwarves abandoned Khazad-dûm, the dale grew silent and fearful. Treasure-seekers and wanderers forgot whose hands had carved its stones, and remembered it only as a place of shadows. It was here that Frór, last king under the mountain, was cruelly slain by Azog the Defiler. That crime lit the fire of the war of the dwarves and orcs, which ended in the great battle of Azanulbizar. The orc was slain, yet the dwarves dared not enter the gate. They burned their dead, and departed, leaving the dale to emptiness. Even now it is a bleak and haunted valley. Few birds wheel above it. Wild goats cling to the upper slopes, and rats fester in the ruins. Wargs prowl the lower road, though they dare not come near the shadow of Lorien's border. The wind moans in the crumbling stair, and grass grows over the broken stones. All the songs and cries that once filled that valley have fallen silent." And then Elrond's voice softens, a rare light kindling in his eyes. "And yet, Miramir still lies there, deep and dark, with its crown of stars shining ever upon it. Even in ruin, beauty abides." He straightens, his tone once more grave and cautious. "Know this, the east gate is the only way into Khazad-dûm. The orcs within have long been hemmed by the watchfulness of the elves of Lorien, but their malice has not diminished. To stir them may bring peril upon many beside yourselves. Yet there is a change upon the air, though I cannot yet name it. Some shadow gathers in the east, and old places of darkness may be stirred to wakefulness. Perhaps the hour has come to see if Moria may be redeemed, and a great evil rooted out. But tread warily. The fate of more than yourselves may hang upon what you do." "Were it my choice, I would counsel you to turn from Khazad-dûm. Too many shadows lie there, too much sorrow. Yet the world changes, and change comes swiftly now. I feel it in the wind from the east. Perhaps it is indeed time for the hidden places of Middle-earth to be tested once more. If you go in caution, and be mindful that you may waken powers long thought sleeping." And then he looks at Frór and Vidar. "Should you pass through Dimril Dale, look upon Keled Zarum, the Miramir. Even in darkness, it is said that Durin's crown of stars still shines upon its surface. It is a place of memory, where the grief of ages lies heavy, yet also a reminder that beauty may endure, though kingdoms fall. I have given my counsel. You will have my aid while you are here as guests in Imladris. Rest up from your travels, rest up from your wounds. My library will be open to you, but tread lightly, for I do not yet trust that what you do is wisdom. I will do my own research, and we will meet again before you embark. And that's where we end the session. Unless you have any questions for Elrond. All right.
None that I can think of. That was fun.
That was fun. Let's do a quick fellowship phase, because this is a place where you can rest. And so we're going to rest. We're going to have to rest at least 18 days to get the wound over from Haldor. So that's going to be long enough for everyone to recover all of your endurance. And weary should be gone from everyone. I'm going to get rid of your wound, Haldor. I'm going to give you a prolonged rest as well. There we go. Let's see. So, Haldor, you are miserable now. You're everyone with a rest, you can recover your heart score in hope. And so, Haldor, you will recover 6 points of hope. Link, your heart score is 5. And Frór, your heart score is 2. So you'll recover 2 points of hope. And Vidar, yours heart score is 4. And Fatimer, your heart score is 6. So you'll recover those. For burying the fallen king at the ruined tower, everyone will recover 2 points of shadow. You would have travel fatigue from your journey, but since we're staying here like 2.5 weeks to recover Haldor's wounds, then all that travel fatigue will be gone. Let me restock our fellowship points at 6. We will have a chance while we're here recovering. So we choose different activities that we undertake during the fellowship phase. I think probably researching in the library to get rumors is probably what we will do, to look up the Dimril Dale, see what we can find in the various tomes here and things like that. Maybe we also spend some time trying to entreat with Elrond and see what he has found and get some more information, but that will be for next time. Let's do some experience points. So let me grab... Oh, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. And then we found a ton of treasure. We found like 55 treasure or something. Let me apply that to everybody. So everybody should have 3 skill points and 3 adventure points. We've got a chance to do some upgrades. Where do I have it? Oh, cheat sheets, maybe. This one. Yep, right there. Let me send this. This will show how many points you need to spend to update stuff. So you can, if you have no rank in a skill, it costs you 1 point to pick up 1 rank. Or excuse me, costs you 4 points to pick up 1 rank, 8 points to go from 1 to 2, 12 points to go from 2 to 3, and so on. If you want to bump, and that uses skill points. If you want to increase your combat skills or your valor or wisdom, that uses adventure points. And to go to rank 2 in Valor or Wisdom will cost you 8. But then you get either a reward or a virtue. So those can be useful. So does anyone want to make some improvements? I think everyone should have enough to be able to improve some things.
Yeah, I think Haldor is going to go with that, what was it called?
Oh, that,
Endurance of the Ranger.
yeah. Let me... I think I've got that on here. Oh, right there. Virtues of Rangers. Endurance of the Ranger. Perfect. So I've got
yes,
that one
endurance.
there. Let me bump up.
So I will lose 8
adventure points.
Adventure points?
Yep. And I've got your valor up to 2. Or no, sorry, that's a virtue. Your wisdom goes up to 2. Get that one. Right. So wisdom goes up to 2. Anyone else want to make any changes to your skills or valor or wisdom? Oh, then so your maximum endurance goes up by 1 point. And then if you wear a suit of leather armor with no helm or no armor and carry no shield, you never gain fatigue during a journey. So let me increase your endurance by 1 point.
My endurance goes up as well?
Yeah, so that's what I'm reading on here. So raise your maximum endurance rating by 1 point. If you wear a suit of leather armor with no helm or no armor at all and carry no shield, you never gain fatigue during a journey.
Nice.
So fantastic. So your
We love that.
max endurance.
I'm not doing anything. I'm going to need...
saving points for something big.
I'm saving points so that I can raise my proficiency in spears.
Nice.
And that takes 12, so I'm going to hold off.
Are you at what, 9?
9.
9.
Yeah.
So yeah, one more session and you'll have enough. So that will just be adventure points. Do you want to spend skill points? So those will go on any other skill, but for combat or valor or wisdom, uses adventure points.
And there is a mechanic where you can put points aside for an heir, or I
Yes.
assume
Yep.
if you die or retire, you can play
Put 'em on
another
your next
character.
And what I'll do is I will let you carry over whatever points you have not spent. I'll let you carry those onto a replacement character.
Okay.
I will go ahead and I will spend 8 adventure points to raise my scan from 1 to 2.
So that'll be skill points. 8 skill points will bump.
Oh, okay.
And then
Skill
adventure
points.
points, yeah. So adventure points are just for combat, valor, and wisdom. Skill points are for all the other skills. So got your skill up to, or your scan up to level 2. That'll cost you 8 points. Haldor, do you want to spend any skill points?
I think I will hold off for now.
How about Frór? Any points you want to spend?
Yes, Frór spent 8 skill points, and he's going to take his song up to 2.
Nice. Song up to 2. And we do have a song that we could have used on our journey. I think it gives us a bonus on the journey. We can use it every session if we like, and I won't make you all sing the song. Vidar.
Yes, I think...
Oh, sorry. And so one of the other things we can undertake on Yule is to like write a song about your own adventures, and it can be a fighting song or a travel song or a council song. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Frór. What were you saying?
Oh, just that Frór is... he likely... he plays that song for Elrond to hopefully gain more of his favor.
Oh, excellent. In fact, do you play that song? What was it called? I have it under.
Yes, the song that he learned from Gathol-Zigil. He will use his viol to retell that story.
The Song of the Hidden Circle. Remember, and we'll do that. So had you could have done that during the council. do that at the start of the next session, if you remember. In fact, I keep notes on what I want to do next session. I'll try and put that in my notes. If you sing him that song and you'll make a song roll, there's actually a lot of information in there that he can pull out and help us with. So definitely do that. How about Vidar? Any points you want to spend?
No, I think I'm going to save up.
Okay. And Fatimer?
I'm also saving mine.
Okay, I think we are all set. I had a blast, guys. This was a ton of fun. Haldor, you are like at death's door like every session, it seems, but you managed to shrug it off. So fantastic. Thanks a lot, you guys. I had a blast. I'll get the video posted, and we'll do this again in 2 weeks. Awesome.
Alrighty.
Thanks, guys.
I'll see you guys then.